He is the one.
And you said, yeah, it was good for nothing.
The snooze on you.
I was not prepared for that.
Hey, your mic is way too far away from you. Where are you at?
Oh, I'm getting it right now.
All right. That's better.
Better.
That's better.
Holy smokes. That was awesome. I got really excited when I saw the Trump shoes. I was like, oh, it's got the shoes on.
Although, did you see Zuckerberg has even been brought over to the Trump side after he got shot? Did you see that video?
I didn't see the video.
Of Zuckerberg talking about it. He's like, oh, I don't want to endorse any of the presidents, but man, when Trump got up and he was pumping it, that was pretty awesome.
Oh, what I meant was, oopsies. Oh, wow.
All right, we got a useless intellectual says August sometime. I don't know what that means. Fuzzy Creature says they unbanned his Twitch account. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. There's a conversation going on. Dennis Peruch. Hello, Dennis. They never expected him to survive. Their assassination failed. Their cover-up is imploding. Oh, you think that's the Zuck? You think that's what's going on with Zuck? He is Zuckerberg. So he's big brother.
He is.
Big brother. What are you working on, JM? Why did you change your name from Jarakumanga?
Because somebody else changed it. I didn't change it.
Really?
I thought you changed it. So I just changed it. Yeah, make it back. I don't know how to spell it. Is it Jaruka Manga?
Jarakumanga.
Yeah, man. That was some crazy stuff. Yeah, I like that little. You know what? The only reason why I was gonna say, man, that's totally fake, and it's not because the AI. It's because Biden can't move that fast.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, so I'm just doodling digitally some monster stuff for an upcoming sketchbook. I think I want to do. I don't know what it's gonna be. I'm hoping.
Here's something I finished today.
Oh! Look at that. He's
his idea of running in circles.
She should be a little smaller though.
She should? Let's make her like a Smurf.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Did you hear that they're saying that that those may not have even been Secret Service agents?
Yeah,
That they
they
were
were
from
just
like
tagged in from Homeland Security or something.
crying out loud, man. It's just everything they're doing is making everything they do look worse.
Look, dude, who run the? That's all run by the executive. Who is quote unquote running the executive?
Well, isn't it Mayorkas? Isn't it that guy?
Yeah.
By the way, I learned.
The buck stops where.
No, I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Nope, still can't see.
Fuzzy Creature says a theory is that Secret Service is low on staff. I doubt it.
No, they're just low on the totem pole.
They just, I think they're overpopulating their ranks with the wrong personnel.
All right, I need to. I should have laid out my page before I started.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Crunchy.
Oh,
What are you working on? What are you working on?
I'm working on Nobody's Business, man.
Oh snap! Oh snap!
Here, let me. I'll share. I'll stop.
Yeah,
this
share.
Mm.
Then I gotta
Delicioso.
go find
Muy grande.
refractor.
Reflector activate. Form of.
Wait, what did you say?
I said reflector activate. Form of.
Oh, activate. Gosh, it sounded like you said something dirty.
What? I haven't had that much cerveza,
How
but I've had quite a bit tonight.
much is too much, you know?
Things in this game and flying and
Well, the problem is I had it spread out, so I'm doing fine.
crawling and
You had one on Wednesday.
No, I had one that.
Time to munch on everything.
No, I'm not
I had
going
one
to.
at I had one at 2 and one at 2:15, and then one.
Remember, keep your arms.
I've been let's just say I've been having a good time this weekend, this fine Friday evening.
Isn't it Saturday?
Huh?
Is it Friday?
You're right. It is
Friday.
Saturday.
Yeah, you're right. It's Friday.
It
I
was
mean, Saturday for
me.
you now.
Yeah.
But it started. It's Friday for me still.
Yeah.
I'm just getting to work, man. I've been dealing with my washing machine all day, and it turns out the one thing that I was worried about doing to it, I did to it. So I have to hire a professional.
See? Do you see?
So here's what happened. Here's what happened to my washing machine.
Okay, say it.
Let me entertain you with an anecdote.
Please do.
So the washing machine wouldn't spin, right?
Okay.
Which I figured it needed to spin in order to drain. And so it was just making this grinding sound, which sounded an awful lot like the cog had worn down and was just grinding while it was trying to spin.
Okay.
Right? Because it was on spin cycle.
Uh-oh.
So I had to take the rotor off the base of it, which I stripped the nut to get the rotor off.
Oh no.
And I'm like, I was trying everything under the sun. I bought this special tool for that you use. You bang it onto a stripped nut, and then you can take that off. But that wouldn't work. It was so unbelievably tight, dude. And then I bought a nut buster, which a nut breaker. Any way I say this, it sounds bad. It's for splitting nuts in half.
Okay.
Still, it's not going anywhere good. And that didn't work. So then I spent so much money on tools to get the stupid 65-cent nut off of my washing machine so that I could drop the thing to replace the broken cog. So I finally bought a Dremel tool because my Dremel tool is missing, of course.
Okay.
And I cut the nut off, or I ground it down enough that I could use the chisel, and when I hit it, it started spinning. So it started. I'm like, finally, I've cut all this stuff. But in the meantime, it's in this little crevasse, right? So me cutting it is also cutting the metal behind it and doing all this stuff. And anyways, I got that off. I got the router off. I pulled a piece off. That's fine. the piece I needed to replace wasn't broken.
Oh no.
So I'm like, it's the freaking drain. It's the drain
Oh.
pump. It's the freaking drain pump. So I got behind, I took the back panel off the fridge. I unscrewed the drain pump with just 2 screws. I pull out a freaking hairpin from the drain pump, which took me all of 5 minutes. And then I'm like, so I put that all back together. I put the back on. I put the rotor back on. Oh, no. Wait, first, because the nut that I previously had was completely ruined. The place where I got the cog,
Yeah.
they wanted $31 to replace the nut. And I'm like, I'll be going to Home Depot, thank you, to buy a nut.
Why was it so much?
I don't know. And I contacted customer service. I'm like, are you kidding with this price? And they're like, this is a competitive price for that piece. I'm like, I'm going to Home Depot. So I went to Home Depot. They were sold out of that nut.
Oh.
I went to Dixieland.
What's that?
Dixieland is another lumber place here. And for some reason, I decided to go the one time they're switching like suppliers, and so they currently have no metric nuts. Like, no. I'm like looking around. I'm like, where's your metrics? Nut? Oh yeah, we don't have any metric right now. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh no.
So then I have to drive like 15 minutes away to another Home Depot where they did have the nut I was looking for.
Okay.
I came home. I put the nut on the thing. I put the thing up the thing. I tightened it all up. It's perfect. I'm getting an LE error now.
What's that? What's LE?
It's not. It's something to do with, I must have done something to the rotor that caused it to imbalance. And I'm like, I give up. I'm pretty sure I destroyed my washing machine because I didn't want to pay some jackass. Because you know where I learned this lesson? The first time my washing machine broke, not this one, the previous one. I hired, I called the guy because I didn't know anything about washing machines. So I call the guy. He comes out. He goes straight to, guess where?
Home Depot.
The pump.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Oh.
He pulls it out, pulls a quarter out of it, hands it to me, puts it back in, takes him 5 minutes, charges me $97. And I look at the quarter, and I show it to my wife, and I'm like, this is a $97 quarter.
Did you save it?
So the second time, yeah, I did. So the second time that happened, I just went right to the pump. I grabbed the pump, except for that time, the pump had actually broken one of the flanges off of it, so I had to order a new pump. But again, it's like so simple. I fixed my dryer, I fixed my washer, I fixed, it's not hard once you have YouTube, but diagnosing the wrong thing and then
that's a heartbreaker right there.
Yes, 7 of 9. I broke it trying to fix it. My language struggle is funny. What was I strangling? What was I strangling with money?
I don't know.
Okay, where did I leave you with the last exciting page of Nobody's Business?
The last thing I saw was when you were running the video of the page with all the debris after the explosion.
These on?
Yes.
Okay. I don't understand. Okay, how do you do the thing where you like click and then you can go from one to the next?
So you from this window you just pinch out of the image and then you swipe.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Did you see this one yet?
Is that the next page?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I did see. Oh yeah, I did see this.
Oh yeah, and then the.
Oh.
Yeah. You saw. Okay.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
All right.
Oh. Okay.
What? Who's that?
That's Lone Star.
Lone Star, heart of a hero.
That's awesome. Hero Extreme. Wow.
Guess who's back? Back again. Bobby's back. Tell a friend.
Wow, that's good.
Actually, this. Oh, I can't. Except I can't zoom like this.
No, you cannot.
All
You can only
right.
pinch
Well,
it. You can pinch it and expand, but you can't leave it like that.
yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Tell me when you're done.
Yeah, go ahead. So he's got the picture of the guy,
Like there's a
the mask.
Hold on. What's going on here?
It might be stuck because my 2018's been doing that to me too. Also,
Balls.
I've been struggling. I might have to upgrade sooner than I thought.
Okay.
Oh, look, he's on the bike.
Lone Star. Blah, blah, blah,
So
blah,
cool.
blah.
That's great.
Oh, language struggle was the Nutbreaker, Nutcracker, Nutbuster.
Ah, that's funny. Oh, it looks so good. Is this supposed to be a Harley?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
All right.
Yeah.
Next.
Wow, you've done a lot of work.
well, you can't walk up it.
That's Anthony Goodwin from Deal with the Devil.
Ah, you know, your little universe is expanding.
My universe. My universe.
Yeah. So what is that? Is that a calling card or is that a?
It's the case that the gift comes in.
Ah, okay.
Plastic case.
Wow, got the little card there for number 5 for that part of the evidence. It's cool.
Yeah.
What are the viney things? Is that growth or is that?
Bottom right corner, bottom right panel.
Yeah.
Oh, those were bushes, but like the explosion blew all the leaves off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, what's next? Well, you're on page 30. Wow, good job. Oh, the action figure. Oh.
Yeah, someone in my chat called it an inaction figure because it's only got 5 points of articulation.
Oh, hell,
That's fine. That's perfectly fine. So wait, so remind me again. So he's in a different spot. He's been a hero since the last story, right?
Arrows.
Didn't he have a different costume by now?
8 arrows.
Yeah, but it's under his jacket.
Well, under his jacket. Okay.
Yeah. So
I see it.
the action figure has the costume.
Yeah.
Someone had
It's
arrows.
you can zoom in, you can see the costume.
Yeah, looks good.
But he still wears jeans. 'Cause
Yeah,
he's cool like
perfect.
that.
Perfect.
Right.
Jeans are the best
Aww.
superhero pants.
The neighbor lady's so sad.
Captain.
Little old neighbor lady.
That's a good face right there. I like that.
What in the heck is going on with this chest area?
Looks like you have some art behind it.
That needs to be
Oh,
cleaned
people
up.
probably just
All right.
Yeah.
and shots.
This is the last page I did.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like one of those scenes that nobody cares about, but takes you forever to draw.
This is true. Wow. That's great, man. Woo.
Story. And that's it. I'm on the next page now.
Where's do we know where I don't want to give anything away from the last story.
Yeah.
Have you shown the last story? Have you shown the artwork from the last story out to everybody?
Not to everybody.
Okay. I'll ask you later then.
And there's only 7 people watching. I think one of them.
I'm just wondering where a certain other person is.
Oh.
I don't know if you told me that.
Right.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah. Well, you read the story. You know where he goes at the end of the story.
I don't remember now. I don't quite remember.
Okay, I'll say it in the private chat.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
check the private chat. Where is?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Private chat. Oh, okay. All right. I'm there with you. That's all I need to. I thought that, but I wasn't sure.
709 says nobody's business looks cool. I have to read it again. Read it again. Did I send you the script, 709?
Yeah.
It's 144 pages.
You're a better man than I am, Charlie Brown.
It's gonna take a minute.
Well, you're already close. You just got another 100 pages.
Actually, two pages are missing because you know what I want to do with the collection and the characters. I want a double page spread of all those characters.
Okay.
So I have to get there still before I do that. All right. So what are you drawing here?
I don't know. This is kind of how I start a lot of my concept. They're like anti-concepts. I start off with like a couple of ideas. Mostly I draw the eyes, and the eyes tell me who the personality is, and then I go from there. But I'm trying to continue on with my theme of creepy characters or monster characters or something.
Creepy monster characters.
Yeah, like this guy might be I don't know what he'll be. Maybe a Jekyll Hyde guy, or I'm trying to populate that world for Soul Diver, where there's like a little bit of Conan the Barbarian, a little bit of Diablo, the game. So I'm hoping that maybe I can kind of create something. It's mostly just a lot of random ideas, and I just kind of see, if anything sticks, if I think it's going to work better. I've been drawing in my sketchbook mostly. But for tonight, I thought I'd show it digital so I can share with everybody. I did this cool drawing of a hammerhead shark man creature. That was pretty cool. I was kind of playing around with the idea of like a fish man, like a Mr. Gillman.
Mr. Fishman?
No, like the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Mr. Gilman?
The Gilman. But then I ended up.
Sounds like a cartoon, like Mr. Gilman, the fish.
Yeah,
and it's
Mr.
like
Gilman MD.
Yeah, it's a creature from the Black Lagoon, like in a suit.
Yeah. Hi guys, what's going on? So anyway, I'm just kind of goofing around with the shape of the head, and I'm wondering, does he look like anybody yet? I don't know if it'll be any.
Yeah, it looks like dude from The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah, that's. But I'm trying to do something more in the vein. I'm trying to do something more in the vein of like dark fantasy. So I'll add like some decorate. Someone asked me to do. I'm considering doing it like a how-to course on how I approach character design.
Holy crap! So
that's a good idea. So it usually starts with some sort of generic guy, and then I kind of move into like, depending on what I think the story is, I'll add. But that's if I don't have a direct focal point, like a directive for a character. Then I'll just kind of finagle it along the way. But see, he's already looking interesting, right? He's got the little bags under the eyes, or whatever. I don't know what it'll be.
Those are like George Soros bags.
Well, he's a monster.
Fair enough. Wait a minute. You mean George Soros is a monster?
What?
The Sorosian. Remember?
Or I could do something.
Magnificent Seven.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was freaky. That was just freaky.
Yeah.
That wasn't even fair. You put me in a bad spot there. Is anybody else coming tonight? Do you know?
Oh, I didn't ask. I did drop it in the other room, but I didn't give anyone forewarning.
Oh, that's fine. I heard Twisters was good. or good enough.
Good enough.
Yeah, I heard it was entertaining. It was a weird. It was dumb, but it was fun for the whole family.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm gonna treat myself to a movie tomorrow.
Jizzard.
I haven't been to the theaters in a while.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're all by your own ladies.
Yeah. My wife is visiting with some friends, some of her high school girlfriends that they still are close. Well, they're like more than that. They're childhood friends. But she does it once a year. So this is the year, the time, and I'm like, well, like I said in the chat, I'm hanging with my dogs. They're not laughing at my jokes. I don't like that. Stupid dogs.
Something about it.
It's either that or I'm wondering if I should wait. I want to see that the Nosferatu movie when it comes out this year. I wasn't. When does that come out?
Is that the one with Willem Dafoe?
Yeah, by what's the name? What's that guy's name? He's the guy that directed The Witch. I forget the guy's name.
I'm draw blank.
Robert Eggers is the name of the director. I said, all the tornado carnage, says Zach. None of the climate change mumbo jumbo. See? Perfect. I'm down for that. I want to see it. You saw it, Zach? Nosferatu probably comes out closer to Halloween. Okay. There's a couple of good ones coming out this year, but it's funny how remember when there were like hits coming out all the year long, like a few years back, and now pre-COVID, now it's like,
Well, if you ask Matt Tossin, in the 80s, there were like 4 hits coming out every week. That's how good it was back then.
No, not for me. I was watching. I saw Cobra years ago. That movie with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh,
I saw that on 42nd Street before Giuliani fixed it up. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was gross.
Yeah, right.
And I saw it at a theater where there was a double feature. And the first movie was some terrible kung fu movie. I mean, I don't even remember what it was. It's like it's gone in the annals of history. Missing. But
what year was Cobra? It's like 87, 88, something like that.
No, it has to be before because I moved here in 87. So it's maybe 85, 86. All I know is I back then I loved Sylvester Stallone. I still do, but I was really on board with him back then. Long story short, that was the weirdest experience I ever had. I was like, what am I watching? This is terrible. Well, Cobra was bad enough. That Kung Fu movie was worse.
Oh.
Cabretti.
And you can't remember what the Kung Fu movie was?
No, it was. I think we got in a little bit late, and Scotty Richards Studio says Gymkata. That's the worst movie ever. Gymkata was terrible. No, I can't remember what it was. It was a goofy 70s movie, and it had. Huh?
I don't know which movie that's in.
You talking to me?
Oh, my wife's talking about getting a professional out here to work on the washer.
On the washer?
Yeah, she's like, oh, can you look online? I'm like, no, now.
See what happens.
I know, right?
Maybe we could get a crossbow.
I know, right? Sheesh.
Well, you told the story, so now it's part of the legend.
It's true. It's true.
Animal.
So it was not Gymkata.
No, it was not. No, Gymkata's not even a kung fu movie.
Yeah, but we made a shelter and it never.
All right, panel. Oh, darn it! That's way too much text to have in this.
Set up camp. We did that. Find really fine walk rolls.
Yeah, it's fine. I got 8 panels on this page. What am I doing to myself?
Why would you do that?
I always do that.
And at the level that you draw it at, that's a lot of art.
Yeah, but I don't want to waste pages on so there's like storytelling that has to happen, right? But it's not like big action-packed fun stuff to look at. It's like, oh, here's Detective Goodwin and the doctor and Elijah in the hospital. it's, it's like I want to tell all of that story, but I don't want to waste real estate on it.
Wait, look, we go north.
Okay.
Right? So
Because of
I
the
move
page
it
count?
along by putting like 8-9 panels on a page, as opposed to like 3 panels, because it's like how much of the story can I get out there in 3 panels?
No, like right on top of me.
It was like this one. What was that page I had?
Right here on me. Found it.
You can't consolidate some of that?
It's like faded.
You're good at consolidation.
Can't consolidate great storytelling.
Okay.
Like this page, right? Remember this page? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 panels. I couldn't do that. I wouldn't split that scene up into 2 pages, but you have to have all that stuff happening. You can't have it all happening in 1 panel.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I find it
storytelling.
I find it difficult to plan a panel in a rectangle like that.
I don't plan in rectangles. I draw. Here, let me show you what I'm doing.
You don't draw them like that?
I do this. That's 3 panels. Right? I draw what I want in each panel as little, not stick figures, but whatever, like form figures.
Right.
And then I arrange them, like, because these are all on different layers. Well, not that one. These are all on different layers. That's why they're color coded. So it's like if I want to like expand this panel and then like shrink or move or whatever the action as I go, I can do that. And then however the panels lay out, I I situate the characters into like say I end up making this a panel, right? Like say I end up making that the first panel. Then I'm like, okay, well, this is the grid I have to work with. This is the action that I want in this panel. Do I want them up here so I have stuff? No, I want them, just visually, I want them like probably down in the lower third or centered. Do I want them bigger or do I want to zoom them out and like have it be more of the background being the character of the panel or whatever it is?
So you plan the activity in the shot, and then you plan the space,
the cinematography of it. Yeah, the cinematography comes after the. What do they call that in acting? When you set a scene.
I don't know.
Blocking. You do the blocking first,
I was just gonna
and
say
then
that.
you set the frame.
Okay.
Or at least that's how I do it. Nobody has to do it the way I do it.
How did you do it in the old days when you had to do it on paper?
The complete opposite. In the old days, say, okay, let's just do a new page here. All right, so in the old days, I would read the script, right? And it'd be if it's like establishing shot, and then like the 4th panel is like some big exciting thing. Then I would phrase, I'd do circles, or like if I wanted to do, I would choose, if I'm doing an establishing shot, I'd either do long thin across the top or I'd do long thin across the side.
Oh, okay.
My general establishing shots. I like these frames here, right?
Do you?
Or
I hate those frames.
Really?
I mean, I like when they look good when other people do it. I hate
So if
planning.
it's like it's out like a cityscape, or it's down a street or something like that, right? But if it's like um you know, if you've got a big horizon panel or a car going, one place to the other, then it's like that. There's different reasons you to do the things. I do not like big. Here's my establishing shot. It's just this is gross to me.
No, I like
but
a
then, like,
long establishing shot, at least
yeah.
horizontal. Yeah.
So and then if it had like other pages, I would just do that and be like, okay, I've got like room for these panels here. And then it's like, I know I want to do this is my big thing. And so then I just sit there and I'd lay out and I'd do my panels like that. And of course I wouldn't draw in the panel. I wouldn't ink in the panels until I was done, because what if I want, this last panel, I do want, like Lone Star bleeding from the chest or whatever,
Right.
but I
right.
want him breaking the scene, and then I can drop in the other panels afterwards. But yeah.
What do you find that when I try to follow strictly to the idea of letting everything lead to the last panel leads into the next panel,
Into the
when you
next
break
page?
well, no, even from panel to panel.
No,
When
you
you break up,
oh, you mean the previous panel leads into the next panel?
yeah. I'll plan all my darks around that and everything. When
Yeah,
you
I
break
don't
a
do
panel
that.
like when you break a panel like that, that's very interesting. But don't you think sometimes one of the things I notice, lesser artists will sometimes fool me into going to the bottom panel because he overlaps the second panel.
Yeah.
How do you prevent that?
Oh, how do you prevent it?
Yeah, how do you prevent the reader from skipping?
I don't know. I
last
just
panel.
assume my readers know how to read a
Okay.
comic book.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no. I mean, you're supposed to go from
You ever seen this cheat?
what?
Oh, it's not showing up. What the
No,
heck?
it's not. I don't know. Talking about the arrow.
Holy crap.
That's weird.
Oh.
Okay.
Is this something to do with your thing?
Yeah, it's not it's not registering. It's like locked up. My reflector locked up. Okay, well, never mind then. We'll just look at your stuff.
I told you what to do, right? Next time your reflector locks up, or you can't. Sometimes when I'm showing, if my screen goes black, it'll throw off my reflector. So I found that I just go into
Those lights.
I go into my preferences and I my task manager and I kill reflector, because if something happens, it just starts to like loop. So I kill reflector and then I restart it and it works fine.
Okay. Well, we'll just look at yours for now. If I
In the
need
past, I used to turn off the computer and turn it back on. I thought I had to do that, and it does the same job, but you don't have to do that. You just got to kill it in Task Manager.
Okay.
All right, so this guy's gruesome, right? I gave him some stapled eyes.
It's gruesome Newsome.
There's
He was like a serious version of the Mad Balls. Remember those toys, the Mad
This
Balls?
Newsome guy killing all the babies. Very gruesome. Gruesome Newsome.
All right, so I think I'm going to give this guy.
on fire.
I'm hesitating to give him hair because I want him to have the bald head he's got is pretty gnarly.
It is.
Got a lot of character to it, man. It's got. I want to call him Lumpy.
Oh, like Lumpy from Groundhog
Let me
Day.
show you. Let me show you my stuff I've been posting on Kara. Oh, you could see it. So this is an old drawing. I posted this recently. I posted this one. That's an older one. This is an older one.
I don't care.
I do. So what are you doing about that one? That's a cool fish monster.
Yeah. Mr. Gilman.
It's Mr. Gilman, yeah. Indeed. Some kind of weird.
Actually, I did sign up for Kara, so, but I haven't Kara yet. I haven't.
I'm a little frustrated with it because the person that made Kara is now starting to not complain, but they're having a hard time. Like they're spending a lot of money on server space.
All right.
And I'm thinking, yeah, you should have planned for that. Why would you make an
right.
app?
Jeez.
Why would you make an app that you can't control? So there, there's a lot of that going on. This guy's pretty cool. This guy, I think I call this one. I think I call him Thorn.
That's
Pretty
cool.
fun. This guy here is called Prickles.
There's so many.
It's like Mr. Pickles.
Wait, I'll start
Got it.
Another guy.
I like that
look.
guy, the Cyclops.
Remember that?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. I've been sharing people's other stuff too. This is from my sketchbook also. Bunch of horned people.
I seen it.
It's like one more baby.
Just like that video you sent me today.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of the ones I saw. So
My bad,
funny.
my bad.
Hey,
Yeah, so I've been posting stuff from my sketchbooks, just kind of sharing things that I've done in the past, or I was just
How's the
experimenting with
reaction
hair.
going?
Say what?
How's the reaction? How's the?
Well, it's not there's not as many people. I don't have as many followers. If I go to I only have 405 followers, and I'm following more people than follow me. So, like this one's 25 likes. This one's 25 likes. 50 likes on her. I kind of suspected that. He got some interest. He got a couple of reposts, but it's only got 17 likes. But he also got a reaction out of somebody else. This one got 48 though. This guy got 27, 17.
No.
This guy got 92. I wonder why.
There's a light.
Interesting.
I wonder if it's because he looks like this one got 142. That's pretty cool.
They're older.
Huh?
Are the numbers just going up as you go down?
No, I'm scrolling through the ones that as I posted them. So yeah, so he got 142, but he looks the most creepy too, Thorn looks pretty normal. But like I said, I'm not too worried about that. I'm not trying to build the audience as much because it's mostly artists. It's like what Instagram used to be.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. I'm trying to make sense out of it, but I don't care that much about
Let's
it.
do this first over here.
I'm happy if they can make it work, but for that I'll just stick with Instagram. I already know that the AI is destroying my artwork, so it's cool.
Yeah, we'll do this first.
So this guy needs like a lip scar, like
I gotta do a little egg.
what's that guy from Jonah Hex?
Jonah Hex.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a little extra lip tag on like Jonah Hex has.
Ooh, I told you, right? I watched Young Guns again.
You did?
Fantastic. This movie, so good.
Still better
so
than
much
Tombstone?
better than Tombstone. So much better. Unbelievable how much better it is than Tombstone. Should we get Potts in here?
We are.
Pat.
Who is?
Jeff Patts. Oh wait, Jeff has the freaking keys to the castle. I should kick that guy out. Did you guys see the size of that chicken? Hey, why ain't they trying to kill us? Because we're in the spirit world.
What's that?
You can't see us. Dermot Mulroney. You shut your mouth, Zach Richmond. Trump can't possibly love Tombstone. Devin says, I'm boring. I'm leaving. Peace. All right. Peace.
Bye, 7. All right, so he's looking pretty cool. Some interesting shapes and angles on that face. Let me see if I can.
All the way really fast.
For crying out loud. I told Tara I was going to be on with you tonight. She goes, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, baby, I'm perfectly fine. What are you talking about?
What's talking about?
All I did was drink a couple of beers.
Get out of here with your persecution complex.
I'm handling it pretty well.
What?
I really shouldn't drink that much because of my diabetes, but
It's true. Should switch to vodka.
I need a strong.
yeah, but that's a bad idea. That's a really bad idea. Let me see.
Hey, Papa.
I think tomorrow I'm gonna try to, like I said, I might hit a movie or I might hit this toy store out in Brandon. Let me see here. You know, I gotta tell you, Michael, I took offense to your commentary the other day
Nice.
when I did this artwork and you said, "Oh, you've been listening to oh no, to your friend to I know him as Javon. What do you call him?
JJ.
I know where I'm going.
He said, "Oh, because excuse me, I've been drawing those forearms that same way all along. Thank you very much. I didn't need to be corrected.
No, you needed to be reminded.
Oh, for crying out loud, it's worse."
You're right.
Hey, man. We all start sliding unless we, go back once in a while and refresh.
Funny looking dude.
Sometimes I just draw things simple so I can keep it moving.
You know what I need to do? I need a real refresher on is the back muscles.
Human hearts.
Like,
I never get those right ever.
right?
They're hard.
It's funny because it's like JJ looks at freaking like muscle magazines all the time. I should do that because I look at like the actual illustrations of where the muscles go and all that stuff. And I get that, but it's like the way they contort when they flex is different than just where A connects to B, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot more overlapping of muscles, but they make sense when you see them clearly. Oh, okay, I get it. But
Yeah.
It's just remembering where they fall. It's not something I'm used to. I'm still trying to figure out how to do it properly. The way you showed me about where the lat muscle falls versus where I tend to draw it. I don't draw it. I'm super self-conscious now because of you over that. But
Hearts.
I still work it out. So this guy's going to be like a barbarian warrior guy, I think.
I know.
He's got way too much thick neck.
You can attack with the ice pick.
All right, I could probably cut one panel
Is it
out of this
alive?
page.
You think so?
But see, I have a beat panel, right?
Ugly bear.
Then don't cut it off, man.
Ugly bear.
You draw fast anyway. That's good.
I know it's a matter of spacing on my page.
That's what's hard. Like sometimes you're trying to draw something effective, and then like especially when you're working with those thin panels,
Yeah.
they're so narrow sometimes. I don't know what to. I mean, I know, and I also am concerned about how small I draw at this size or on the digital tool. Like, am I going too small? I don't know.
Ooh, I figured it out. You know what I can do? I can draw the one panel. I can share. I can draw the one face, and then it's like his eyes are. I could show it to you, but I'd have to start reflector again. And then I can break the panel right through the middle, so it becomes two panels. But the top panel is his eyes closed, and the bottom panel is his mouth and nose.
Yeah, but you still have the same amount of panels, though.
Well, that becomes two panels. It does because I don't have to make the beat into him.
Oh, I see.
And then repeating his face, you know.
I got you.
I think that'll work.
Yeah, there was
I'll make it work.
Make it work.
like a whole
You can do it, Mike.
difference.
You can do
Tell
it.
me what to do, man.
Whatever you're doing, I'm sure it'll be great. It's gonna be beautiful. I know it will.
So
Everybody knows it.
beautiful.
Everybody does it. They always tell me,
Keep checking.
dude. Hulk Hogan,
Dude, Hulk Hogan was so awesome.
he was rad, bro. But he comes on there and he's like, "Let me tell you something, brother." I was geeked. I was geeked. Oh my god! And he even makes he makes an allusion to Macho Man. He does the finger things. Macho Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, picture.
He did a good job of like you could tell he's done that quite a few times because he tied in everything thematically into his story about wrestling. So that was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Pictures.
That guy. Some people argue that, yeah, I don't know, man. He says, he might not be a great idea to put on there because of his checkered past. I'm like, I don't care.
Who? Trump's checker pass?
Yeah, no, Hulk's checkered past.
Everybody's got a checkered past.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Nobody's past. Nobody's past. He's pure and white and beautiful. We all play checkers. Some of us play chess. But you play chess on a checkerboard. So all of my past very checkered. Black and white.
The only thing
Oh.
I couldn't relate to was the golf talk. That's all. That was my issue.
Golf talk. Which part was that?
He had on two different people talking about golf. It was the gal from
The way you were going?
I forget the golf course that they revitalized.
No.
Something Diablo or something else.
Hello, Potts.
Hello, Mike.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on?
What's up, big man?
My
Hey.
favorite artist.
Hey,
Hell yeah.
oh,
Are you gonna go first?
well.
You see what I have to put up with, people?
Well,
You
he's
have-
just telling the truth.
You have too many
Hold
channels.
it. Don't get out the whole.
I have just as many
Don't
channels as
get
I
out.
need.
Even if you hit the bottom, wait until.
You
it's
should
done.
lend one to Doug.
Doug's getting his channel back. He'll be
really?
fine.
Did you hear that they cut his grandmother's or his mother's channel?
Yeah.
I mean, holy cow!
Because he started it with his email. So they just went, Google kaplop.
Holy cow!
And I know totally about it.
There's a giant one.
What did he say on there that made him get cut off?
He was being
Just-
Doug.
Oh, in that case.
How Doug can be.
Doug has left a stream of broken and bloodied channels in his wake.
You can go to the
True.
ocean and
It's like a Navy graveyard.
Yeah,
and then jump. I'm sniping them.
Oh,
He's the-
Douglas.
he's like the Jeffrey Dahmer of YouTube.
Speaking of serial killers,
Oh, no.
Something's roaring.
did you hear? Was it Sheila Jackson Lee died?
Yeah, I
Who?
saw that.
Who's
Sheila
this?
Jackson Lee.
Who's
Sheila
that?
Michael Jackson's aunt? No.
What's that got to do with serial killing?
No, she was a Democrat.
Democrat rep.
Wait,
Some middle.
is that why you connected to serial killers?
No, because somebody, Ian Miles
Yikes.
Chong, put something about
White ones are so aggressive.
about Sheila Jackson Lee dying on Twitter, and then someone else is like, I didn't agree with her on anything, but she's still a human being. And I put, so's John Wayne Gacy.
Wow.
So that's why it's serial killers. But unfortunately, Jeff brought up the wrong serial killer for my joke to land.
Jeff, what do you think about the new Twister movie? You gonna watch it?
No.
I heard
What's
it was
the
good.
point?
I heard it was good.
I didn't like the last one.
Oh,
Don't-
for crying out loud!
No, I went to see it with the wife in the theaters, and all I could think was, I'm beginning to see the formulaic elements of all these movies.
Well,
Yeah, in Saturn News, Bob Newhart died.
Yeah,
Also,
Bob-
so
Bob
our,
Newhart died.
the spirit animal of our own Gary Shipman has passed away.
You know who else was the gal from oh, for crying out loud, I can't remember. I didn't drink that much. The Shining, olive oil.
Oh,
yeah. Not
Shelley Duvall.
Shelley
Shelley
Duvall.
Duvall. Yeah. And a bunch of people passed away. It was more than 3. It was like 12 or something. Not
Yeah. What's his face? I had a picture with him. Totally drawing a blank.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't just me.
The Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons. Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I thought he died
Bring my
like 20
picture up.
years ago.
Yeah, I thought so too. I didn't know he was alive.
If he had died 20 years ago, I wouldn't have this picture with him.
Bob Newhart was like 94 years old.
Did you see Dick Van Dyke
Yeah,
gave a
but
little
Bob Hoot
commentary?
Newhart was a national treasure.
Yeah.
Richard Simmons died the day of the assassination attempt. So that's why, like, no one had a clue that happened.
Oh, wow. That's a shame.
Yeah.
I'm just burning him nonstop.
My parents had an album of Bob Newhart's stand-up comedy routine. Oh my God, this guy when he was younger, he was absolutely hysterical.
Look,
really.
Which one is?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Mike. That's the most.
Oh wait,
that's the most what?
Nothing. I have had too much to drink tonight. I
Wait.
shouldn't say it out loud.
Oh wait, Preston says going to bed soon, but what he'd for a bit. What he'd for a bit? How much have you been drinking, Preston? We need to chat again for sure. Oh, was he'd
I'm wearing this.
what?
I don't know.
None of that makes sense. Oh, I got to show you the picture of hold on a second. So I have another picture from that same day, but you guys know Oli, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Where's my messages? This picture of Oli and Richard Simmons is just priceless.
Oh,
come on!
Look at his face. He's like, "What is happening?" Oh no, was he Richard's type? Is that what's going on there?
No, my manager was friends with Richard Simmons, and so you guys ever seen the movie Soap Dish?
No.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't.
No,
It was. I think that's the one with John Candy.
no,
I can pick you up either way.
John Candy.
Yeah.
No, Soap Dish has Kevin Kline and.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, well, there's a scene in the beginning of the movie when what's her face Gidget's
Are you
character.
on the other side?
What's her name?
Uh,
I can't remember anybody's name tonight. Sorry.
me neither. Sally Field.
Gidget.
Sally Field.
Sally
Yeah.
Field. So Sally Field's character is all like depressed and stuff, and so her writer / friend says, like, oh, maybe we should take a trip to the mall, and then she's and then like she takes her to the mall and she's like in disguise and stuff, and then she like takes off of her scarf and her sunglasses, and her friend says, oh my gosh, aren't you that from that show, aren't you? And then like all the women like start gathering around, it's her, and so my friend Lisa's like, that's what they were doing with Richard Simmons, was like bringing him out to Comic-Con and like having people recognize him because it would boost his spirits. So
Why? Because nobody paid attention to him.
well, you're just a little old twink in a pink outfit at home. It's like, who's going to pay attention to you?
Oh, poor Richard Simmons.
Yeah.
Poor
Very
Richie.
friendly guy.
I'm sure he was. Oh, what a
He was
shame.
he was very much who he was in every video you've ever seen of him. That's not an act.
We need
My
cardio,
mom-
Michael. We need cardio.
Let's
My mom
dance
used
to
to-
the oldies.
My mom used to listen to his or had videotapes of his or whatever.
Yeah. Your mom used to dance to the oldies?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. She's from that generation when oldies were. I was telling that to someone else. I forgot who I was talking to. How
Yeah. When the oldies were the 50s and now the
Yep.
oldies are the 80s.
Yep. Yikes. I feel old when I talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
Jeff, you're only a couple years older than us, right?
Probably a lot of years older, but yeah,
No.
58.
He's
That's-
an old. He's got one foot in the grave.
That's not that old.
I don't know.
I'm
It's pretty
reaching
old, Elliot.
I'm reaching Aaron Lepresti art to bear territory.
Pretty
Uh-oh.
pretty old.
Oh man, I'm gonna be 51 this year. I can't believe it. I'm surprised I made it this far, to be honest.
Trust me, it's all downhill from there.
Yeah, well, I've been like that for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So,
It's all downhill after 40, bro.
yeah, it is. It's not the years, it's the mileage.
That's right. I'll be 53 in a month.
What? I forgot. Yeah, we were close in birthday.
Dude, you don't look any older than 52.
I'm gonna smack you.
Wow.
Hey, bro, this is what 52 looks like.
No, you're pretty
Spry.
I was gonna say steel. What's that movie called? Blue
Steel.
Steel? Is that what it's
Steel.
called? No, not Blue Steel. It's the one that the Zoolander guy
Zoolander.
did.
Yeah, it's Zoolander, but
What do you call it? There's something else.
The Magnum.
was- there was
forget.
Magnum, Blue Steel.
There's Magnum, Blue Steel. And then there's one that I've been working on for a while, but it's not ready to be. What was that last one?
I gotta look it up. Zoolander.
I see.
So Potts, Mike is saying that we're not going to meet up this week because he's got things going on next week.
Oh no!
Church camp,
I'm sleeping in it.
high school group.
I wonder if I should start up my streams next week.
Yeah, replace me like Aaron did.
There was Le Tigre, Blue Steel,
Oh.
and Magnum.
Tigre.
La Tigre. Remember that shirt? That brand? La Tigre?
Remember La Tigra and Bunny?
Who?
We
the
like
anime?
the cars that go boom. We're
Oh,
Tigra
yeah.
and Bunny, and we like the boom.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, there's that.
I don't even know if you'd call that a one-hit wonder. Let's just call it a one boom wonder.
Really.
Rhaegar says, everyone here is a senior citizen and elderly. No,
I'm
only
not a senior
Jeff
citizen
is
yet.
a senior citizen.
Yeah,
No, he's-
I actually got. I can get senior citizens discounts now.
No.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
That starts at 65.
new starts
Are
in
you
the 50s.
serious? Are you serious?
Mhm.
Let me ask you a question, Jeff. Do you feel that way though?
No, well, I can't say that. My body's falling apart, so yeah, but
Yeah.
mentally, no.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Sunday morning.
Although I do have the urge to randomly yell at people to get off my lawn.
I'm definitely grumpier than I've ever been. I'm a jerk. A real jerk now. Get off my lawn. I curse out the news all the time. Yeah, stupid whippersnappers.
You're nothing but a bunch of hoodlums.
Bunch of hooligans. How about Vivek Ramaswamy? Which, by the way, I love that guy.
I didn't see his speech.
Oh, it's so good. But he used the term hippie.
Yeah.
Get a job, you dirty hippie.
He said something else. I was like, what? Did he just use the term hippie? My son was like, what did he just? I'm like, yeah, forget he said that. Let's just keep moving. Next speaker. I loved his speech though. I thought it was great. He said it was. He said he said if you want to be a hippie, you want to be a I forget what he said. He sounds like he's got definitely an old soul. I was surprised he wasn't wearing one of his like a sweater over his polo shirt with his pop collar.
Oh, brother.
Hey, Biff.
Yeah. If you like that, let me tell you something. Oh my gosh.
I just got myself a new racket.
Who was that guy with the brick suit? Did you see that guy?
The Wall.
Is that what he calls himself?
No, that's his suit is the Wall.
Oh,
His suit is a big, beautiful wall.
I agree with you, Zach. I was wanting him for VP also. You know what though? I think he did a good. I think that JD's a good pick though for the purposes of the strategy of that whole campaign. I think that's a good idea. He's gonna definitely. I don't know if he will necessarily, but I think in theory he should appeal to that culture that that former President Trump was trying to connect with.
Yeah.
Well, Gateway Pundit had a video, like a montage of some of his debates and whatnot, and he's going to brutalize Kamala in this upcoming debate.
I thought they weren't going to debate.
Oh, they're not now?
I don't know. That was the last thing I heard.
Well, that's because we're not sure if she's even going to run with Joe. There's a lot of speculation that a lot of some stories came out just last couple of days that he's going to drop out this weekend.
That'd be good.
Ah, sleepy Joe. So how will he dissect the next person with random rudeness? I'm looking forward to it. Who do you guys think is going to be if it's not Kamala and Joe? Somebody mentioned Shapiro. Who's this Shapiro person? I don't know who they are.
I don't know. I've heard of him too, but
Ben Shapiro?
It's not quite sure.
No, so some Democrat. I think he's a Democrat. He's planning on that. There's some chatter about him running as her VP. If it's kind of uncool though, right? Like for all the chatter about them being like how they're angry about this elections, about the future of our democracy, that they're actually going into their convention completely not letting any of the voters in on the whole thing. Like, okay,
yeah, it's almost as if they've been lying the whole time about everything.
Huh?
Carson, you got the link. Come on in.
What's Carson saying?
No, Matt. That brother. Never mind, Matt. Don't come in here.
Have you seen that meme where it's got that Muppet is moving, taking out the pence, the PE, and moving it with VA? I thought that was pretty funny. I don't know why I thought it was so funny, but
No, I've not seen.
it was all over the convention.
Let's see if the person comes in as the VP, they're gonna find somebody who's willing to just basically light their career on fire.
Well, that's the thing. Who, like, I heard Newsom says no, so he's being smart enough to leave that alone. Like, what do you do? Because if he jumps in now, I don't think those guys are going to want to waste their political capital on this election.
No.
He's gonna wait for a better opportunity to fight off, Vance or whoever's next.
Especially after that frickin' picture of after the assassination attempt.
Oh my gosh.
That thing is, I mean, that's gold for Trump at this point.
Yeah, dude, that's like He-Man running for president.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Gosh, I can't believe how much has happened just in the this last week.
Yeah.
Sheesh. I'm hearing some crazy things. So every time I listen to the news now, the story gets the amount of time that the Secret Service knew about this guy gets longer and longer.
Really?
Now it's up to over an hour and was it
What?
62 minutes? Yeah, they said that they knew as much as 62 minutes before. They said they saw how they were tracking him when he was walking around with a rangefinder.
What?
Yeah, dude, it's incredible. And he went out into the woods and brought up a ladder. Nobody paid attention. So, and then I heard someone say that, because the gal from the Secret Service was like, yeah, why didn't you have anybody on the roof? Oh, because of the slope. But they said that's
that
funny.
I heard.
What about the FBI guy who's washing off the roof? He didn't have that concern about the slope.
Yeah, and the snipers on the roof, the
Yes,
roof that had a
even more
steeper
slope.
pitch. Yeah.
Yeah, steeper pitch. Yeah, it's very, very interesting.
Yeah. And the more we learn about it, the more we learn about
it. This isn't just DEI incompetence, man.
No,
man. Even the whole thing, like that kid, all of a sudden nobody knows, like what he has no footprint. Remember just recently they just now put out information. They're still haggling with it about that trans. I don't know how you say it. The one that shot up some people recently.
mm-hmm.
Be more specific.
There was it was a female, but she was out there and I forget where.
Like a year and a half ago.
Maybe even less, but they just now put out the information about the person. Yeah. So what about this kid? You don't. I'm suspicious about that. I think they know, and I think they're trying to hide it because it's going to make the Dems look worse.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, oh yeah, he was registered Republican. You could argue that's an easy thing to argue away, though. I don't know why they're hanging their hopes on that stupid information. I know a lot of people who vote as Republicans so they can vote in the primaries against Republicans. So I'm not surprised. But if you take it the other way, I can also see how easy it must be easy for the CIA and FBI to just change your political affiliation on the database.
Oh, sure.
I don't see why that's an easy one. So I'm like, okay, all right. I just love the meltdown with Joy Reid over there freaking out. How do we know? How do we know? Has anyone seen the ear? She's so stupid.
I gotta find that video.
Well, they found that the kid had like 2 or 3 different encrypted, or I think it was encrypted frickin' bank accounts. 20-year-old, really?
Really? You know what that reminds me of? MK Ultra, all that stuff.
Yeah.
When they were pushing all those people to do wacky stuff and they were being tricked into doing things or whatever. I don't know. Very interesting times.
The more that comes out, the worse it gets.
Yep. And then on top of that, I'm thinking about the director of the Secret Service and how she's just like.
Oh, here's my
on top of
that,
that,
do a new kids book. What do you think?
The director of the Secret Service and how she's like.
Oh, here's my
on top of
that,
that,
do a new.
The man with the plan. I like it. I like it a lot. That's a big pin on his lapel.
Yes.
You're gonna have to put a bandage on his ear, though.
Well, maybe that's part of the story. Who knows?
That's the thing. They were complaining about the bandage on his ear. Like, do people really want to see, the aftermath of a whole?
No, they
being
just want to
there?
see one of those little like pinky band-aids, like the
Yeah.
little make it look like he just went
It's
and
gonna
got
get one of
his
those
ears
ear.
pierced.
It's going to get one of those ear hoop things. It's the things that extend out the. I forget
It's
what
also like when people say things like, "Oh yeah, he just got nicked in the ear." Like, hold on, man. He didn't just get nicked in the ear.
it's got a
He
hole. in it.
almost got murdered. Is what happened. He just moved. If he hadn't moved, that would have been a whole other in 4K, a whole other situation.
I found it.
Chance to vote for President. That there was a poll out today, a poll of African American women showing a 31-point drop in support from 2020 to 2024 in terms of plans to vote for President Biden. There was a poll out today.
Did you see her face? She's like, mm-hmm.
I know. Oh yeah, you didn't see it. So
American women.
this was my
showing a 31
my response. I just clipped that face.
Oh,
so good. So good. So good.
I was really pleased to see that for the first time in a long time, just a bunch of conservative people look like they were having a good time versus the funeral you're going to see in a week or so at that DNC.
Oh my gosh. That might be worth watching.
Just get yourself a smoking jacket and a pipe and just relax.
Yeah.
And watch that.
It'll be like, do you remember the night when they were showing the Hillary Clinton campaign, the Javits Center full of Hillary's people, like just crying and
Yeah, that's where that meme comes from, with the girl screaming.
That's so funny. Last time I was in New York, we were at the Javits Center for the convention we were at. And I was like, this is it. This is the place. The carpets are soaked in liberal tears.
There's salt deposits still where their tears fell. That's funny.
Too many teardrops for one heart.
So you're going to the San Diego Comic-Con, Mike?
Yeah, but probably like Sunday, maybe Saturday, Sunday.
Goblin killed me.
Aaron,
I'm going to camp, church high school group camp for Monday through Friday. So.
Aaron will be there.
I know he's there every year.
Oh, he is? I didn't know that. I did not know that.
I did. I like them apples.
Well, you would know because you're like there in San Diego.
I mean, that's a fair argument, Jeff.
I've never been there.
But why?
Well, because it's a far trip and expensive for potentiality. I got accepted one year, and I couldn't make it. Couldn't afford the trip. So,
well, it is expensive. RT Bear actually used to ask me if he could come stay at my house. I'm like, bro, I always have people here. I got a full house.
I have 12 kids, 2 of them in my garage. You want to stay here?
It's funny because it's true.
I would sleep in Mike's garage.
Not right now, you wouldn't.
No?
No.
I'm lying. I wouldn't do that at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to encounter in there. What kind of creatures?
Yeah, it's not good.
Hey, is it true that like in Australia they have these giant crabs that crawl into your trash cans and stuff like that?
I've heard about those.
I keep seeing these pictures and I'm just like, that can't be real.
But
then
they
I think
can't be.
that's the thing. It's Australia though. It very well could be real.
Joking.
Did you ever see that animation on Netflix that it was on Max? Strange. What was it called? I just watched this. Speaking of Stupid. I just looked up Max. It's a science fiction. Did you see it, Jeff? You watch Netflix at all?
No, I dropped them after Cuties. I'm a
No.
boring guy. I don't watch anything anymore.
This one's called. It's also on Max. I think if you wanted to see it on there, but where did I just finished watching it today? I just watched a lot. Huh? What was
Hey,
that?
Gary's on. Hey, Gary.
Gary.
Gary Shipman. Gary has the link.
Gary could come on in and
He
say
could.
hi.
But Gary never comes on anymore.
Well,
He hates you, Jeff. It's because you're
No.
always here.
Gary likes me. Right, Gary?
No, Gary hates you. He just won't say it in public.
And if I asked Gary very nice, I think he probably might come on. Right, Gary?
No, he wouldn't, because you offend him.
Gary, would you please
Aw.
come on to Mike's stream, please?
Coming to my planet zone.
Gary, your spirit animal is dead. Gary's like, what's a spirit
Who?
animal?
You say Richard Simmons?
No. Bob Newhart, dude.
I know. I felt like I needed to go there.
It's so messed up.
Just make a joke. I'm just a joke, for crying out loud. It wasn't even personal.
But it hurt Gary's feelings.
I was just trying to be obnoxious, and
Now Gary's not going to come in, and not because he hates Jeff.
because he hates
Wow.
me.
Wow.
It's all right. It's all right. It's okay.
Gary, if you want to ask me questions, you have to come in.
It's not the first time I've been hated. A lot of people hate me. My kids hate me.
Nothing encourages someone to come on a stream like, your spirit animal is dead.
Sounds like he hates you, Mike,
Gary?
because of all that spirit animal talk.
No.
Gary
Gary
hates no one.
Gary loves me like no other man.
Whoa.
No Diddy.
But if there was like a tiered system of not liked, Mike would be high on that list.
What?
Well,
You don't even understand.
on a certain level, Michael, you're the most hated man in America.
What?
What? I can't back that up. But what I can say is,
Maybe.
What? Don't leave me hanging, dude.
well, it was just a arbitrary foolishness. I'm sorry.
But
How
you
about this-
said
how about
what
this eye?
I
How
can
about this
say
eye?
is, and then you didn't say anything.
The joke left me, man. I had quite
Sometimes you just got to hang up the phone.
I had quite a few Modelos tonight.
I'm not in the mood for your
That's-
Modelo.
I'm gonna be fine, Tara. I'm gonna go on Mike's channel, and I'm gonna be funny. It's gonna be great.
Gary says, I love Mike more than Richard Simmons.
Oh,
Aw,
because everybody loves Richard Simmons.
that's right.
Mike.
He was America's sweetheart.
Oh, is he the first?
It's Mike's spirit animal.
Who's the guy from Bud Light? Is he the first one of that?
The
Is he
guy
a
from
prototype?
Oh
Kind of, right?
no! How dare you?
What do you?
Richard
Well-
Simmons came from a time when you could be totally flamboyantly gay in the media, and people would still think you were straight because
Like
you
Liberace?
came from that Liberace era of like,
Yeah. Remember
all the women love me.
Remember the Hollywood Squares?
Yeah.
That was crazy. Zach says, Ellie, if I ever make it to Joe Fest, can I bring you a pack of Modelos in exchange for a sketch? Of course. Of course. I'll take a
Wow.
Modelo for a sketch. Well,
Modelo
to be
for a
fair,
sketch. For a
Daddy.
sketch.
Yeah, I'll do sketches for Modelos.
Sketching for beers.
The beers.
The beers.
My barbarian punk guy looks pretty cool.
Fuzzy says, because at the time people didn't believe in gay people.
It was
He was that generation's Liberace.
Who, Richard Simmons?
Yeah.
How about
Right.
Little Richie?
Little Richie. I mean,
Yeah, Little Richard.
Little
I was
Richard.
confused about him for a long time. I wasn't sure.
He was, and then he wasn't.
The Flash.
Oh, well, there you
I
go.
think he might have been Ben again, and then maybe not. I don't know.
No, he came to Christ and then gave up. He said, I ain't gay no more.
Wow.
It was pretty awesome. He's pretty old, so
When you're old, you're out of options. You're not as beautiful as you were.
nah. But he was like, he spent the last part of his life like in ministry. So
Oh, good for him.
yes, sir.
Remember the gal from
Ipanema.
I think it's the same gal. Was it the same gal that was in Purple Rain?
Oh,
Aphrodite.
no,
Apollonia.
Apollonia.
Wasn't
was
she
close.
also, or was it a different woman? I sounds like
Yeah,
was it-
Apollonia. No, it was Apollonia. She gave up Hollywood for Hollywood
became a-
music to be a devout Christian gal.
Yeah, she became a pretty cool preacher.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard her. Well, there was a documentary about her not that long ago, right before she passed, or it was maybe an. I don't remember,
Wow.
but she did pass not that long ago.
Wait, Arlene, what's she talking about? Rhaegar says, I haven't talked to anyone in my family about it either because I make a point to avoid politics with them. I fear what they might think, as they are mostly Democrats or further left.
Yeah, he lost a friend to TDS.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens. Although I was telling, I don't know who all I told. My mom has apparently become a full-on Trump fan since he got shot.
Yeah, tell that story. That's a good story.
Okay, so I'm driving my mom home from my wife's birthday party, and and she goes, "Did you hear Trump got shot?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Mom, I know Trump got shot." She's like, I used to don't think too much about him, but now he seems very strong, and we need that strong. And you know what? You know what I like? He say America #1. I think that's right.
I love that. I love that.
And then
That
the
is
next day, I'm driving her, or I had to go pick her up to get her car, and we're driving back. She's like, I was watching Trump granddaughter give a speech, and the camera go to Trump, and he's so proud and smiled and happy. He's she's
That's awesome.
and then my wife calls her. I'm watching the Trump speech on the Republican National Convention, and my wife called my mom. She's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I watching Trump's speech." I'm like, "You are obsessed with Trump now." I'm like,
You got to watch Vivek, man. You got to watch Vivek. He was awesome.
for goodness sake, I gotta watch Vivek.
He was. Did you see that one, Jeff? Did you see his talk?
No, I didn't actually watch the convention. I saw bits and dabs of it. I've seen him talk before, and he's brutal.
he lit that place up, man. It was awesome. It was good.
And that's actually, I think that's encouraging because there's a bunch of people like that in the Republican Party now who are kind of like no BS, take no prisoners.
Well, he did something really powerful, like in his speech. He talked a lot about this is one of the things I liked about him throughout his campaigning. I like how he discusses things in terms of like who we are, who we want to be as Americans. He's really I like when he says that we need to be proud again of being Americans. But the one that really took me off guard was this woman from New York. I love how they did that too. They did a good job of bringing people out that normally, like I could just imagine AOC like crying when she saw this woman, but she came out and delivered a tremendous talk. Man, she was dynamite, and I'll never forget her. I don't know her name, but I'll never forget that face. She looked like my mother-in-law actually, so maybe I shouldn't forget her face. But anyway, she was on fire, man. You got to watch that, Mike. You got to watch it. You know what I watched it on? I watched it on the AP feed on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Zach says, I love seeing younger people get involved in the Republican scene, politics. Yeah, so me too, man. Rhaegar says, I know who Jerkmonger's talking about. Yeah,
No.
I forget her name. She was the one that her son had Alvin Bragg. That's who the guy was. Alvin
Oh
Bragg.
yeah, I
had,
saw that. I saw
released
that part. Yeah.
her son's killers out. Oh man, she was lighting that up. She got, and we're gonna do this and bad. She was pointing at people and like, oh my gosh, is she running for office? Get her in there.
Yeah, I'll just go back in and watch some of the stuff. I saw Tucker. I saw Hulk Hogan. I saw
Brother.
That's
It's
lame.
great.
To be honest, I thought last night was the weakest night of the 4 nights. I thought the first and second nights were the fireballs. You need to watch those. They were great. Not all of them, not all the talks, but the better speakers came out in those days. And then I think if it wasn't for Tucker, I think it would have been even weaker. But he was great too. I love listening to Tucker. I like Tucker because he's like just talking off the cuff, like and he's just so smart. It's like, yeah, but that weird ass laugh he's got. Excuse my French. I was like, whoa, take it easy, buddy. You're scaring me.
Are you mocking Tucker's laugh?
Of course I am.
I'm friendly.
Oh, okay.
As well I should. It's a terrible laugh. But he's still a good guy. I still like him.
Yeah, okay, whatever, dude.
Sorry. I can make fun of someone's laugh and still like them, okay?
No, you can't.
It's a free country, okay?
That's not.
You still can. I can still do it. I can still claim it. All right, Jeff, give me a story about this guy. Tell me about him.
Well, he's obviously got involved with chain or with not chain link fence.
Razor wire?
Yeah, razor wire at some point. Not razor wire. What the? It's driving me nuts now. I've just lost the word.
Oh,
Barbed wire.
barbed wire.
Yeah. He obviously had an encounter with barbed wire.
Just one?
He means the comic book character.
Oh wow. I wasn't thinking that, but okay.
No, I was talking about actual barbed wire. But
Yeah.
okay, but that makes you feel better. Anyways, yes, and he lost his eye to
Barbed wire man.
to Red Sonja.
Oh, see. Okay, go on. Yeah.
The stroke of her sword was so swift that it melted part of his mouth together.
I like that.
What?
Yeah. Tell me more.
Jeff's just making stuff up.
Right, that's what I asked him to do.
That's what she asked me to do, dude.
Wait a minute.
You
Mike
just
doesn't
made
make
that
sense.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. This story you wrote, did you just make this up? Yeah, I literally did.
And unlike Conan, who used his arms to push that wheel of woe,
Yeah.
No.
he used his forehead.
Oh, Gary and Matt Costner here. Now it's a party. Woo!
Thank you for attending, Gary.
Present.
Gary wouldn't miss it for the world.
I wouldn't miss it. And you didn't put up my post. I said I loved Mike more than Richard Simmons ever did.
Aw.
Yeah, I did.
No, I did the first one. You didn't understand it.
Yeah, I got
you
it
thought I
wrong.
was saying that I
You love
loved
more than
Mike
Richard
more
Simmons.
than I love Richard Simmons. No, I love Mike more than Richard Simmons ever did.
That makes sense.
And you saw the photos,
Wow.
right? I was
Yeah,
actually
I-
there. I was actually there that day too, Mike, when you and Oli were hanging
Oh,
out
did
with
you
Richard.
not get any pictures with Richard Simmons?
I didn't. You guys did it without me, and I was like,
I'm
"What?"
sorry.
What?
You mean Oli was there? I remember. I've never met him in person, but I did drive by his office.
You did a drive-by.
Yeah. He wasn't there though, so lucky him. No. I was like,
Yeah,
Oli!
did you not see the picture of Oli earlier?
No.
Oh, here, let me read. Where did I have it?
I was
I was
at DZ Aikens.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Is it like a look of horror on his face? His eyes like he's like, what do I do? God.
Oh, man.
Like, Megan, stop.
But my one friend, she worked at at the mall. She worked at a cookie shop, and she was like, getting some cookies out of the glass window, and all of a sudden she looked up and she saw Richard Simmons looking through the glass, licking the glass, staring at the cookies. She's like, "Whoa!" What? And there's a camera crew following him. But it's like he's just all of a sudden there at the glass licking. He's looking at all the cookies. Oh, it's the best.
I'm sure that wasn't disturbing at all.
Yeah, no, she wasn't a big fan of Richard Simmons. She's like, ew. I'm like, I thought it was hilarious. I'm like, man, I wish I would have been there. I would have got my picture taken with Richard. No, I missed Michael Jackson by just like, he was in my section where I worked in Vegas, and I was off that day for some reason. And my boss is like, guess who was here yesterday in your section? I'm like, who? And he's like, Michael Jackson. I'm like, yeah, right. And he's like, no, he was right there. We had two bodyguards. That he was looking for DVDs. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, man, the one day I wasn't there, Michael Jackson was there.
That's how it works.
Where did you work in Vegas?
I worked at on the strip, Fry's Electronics.
Come on now.
I was with the DVD section, man. And people would come to me because I knew all the movies. Someone could just go, "What's the movie with that lady, the brown hair, and she's a cop?" And I'm like, "Oh, Blue Steel." I'm like, "Yeah, that's it." And I'm like, "Yeah." It's like they just told me they didn't know the name. They go, "What's the name of the movie?" I would just know by I go, "They didn't know the name of the director or the actor." I would just know by them describing. I go,
All right, well, let's see. Let's test it. What's that movie with the guy who's a millionaire and then he's a superhero vigilante by night?
Oh man, this is a tough one.
Yeah.
Punisher.
Let me just don't give me. It's going to be
Punisher.
Iron Man.
It's it's going to be Batman.
Iron Man.
Well, Iron Man's a billionaire, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, maybe in the 80s he was a millionaire.
Pretty Woman.
Yeah, pretty well.
Nailed it.
Pretty
Electra.
Woman. Oh man, he's a
Richard
superhero,
Gere was a
man.
rich guy in that movie, right?
Yes, he was.
Spider-Man.
He's helping
What?
people at night. He helped the prostitute, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he-
at
yes,
night.
Wait, it was Fantastic Four. I
Gary
sense
said
a
I nailed it.
theme.
He did.
Nailed it.
Oh man, there's on my Facebook I posted up this movie clip that I don't even know what it's from, but it's like Danny Trejo's a drug dealer working with the mob, and they're in some warehouse, and they say something. All of a sudden they look up, and it's Gary Busey's like in the rafters. Gary Busey's like in the rafters. He's like, oh, they go, oh, S, it's so and so. He's like, yeah, and he jumps from the rafters. He's like, what? It's like, what's the name of this movie? I gotta find it.
You're
Here it
supposed to
is.
tell us.
Here it is. He's like, what the F is this? Yeah, look, he goes, who the F is this? And he goes, Gary Busey's like, your worst nightmare, butthorn. And he's like, jumps from the rafters. It's hilarious, man. He's like in a suit. He's like,
All right, now
damn.
let's test. Let's start testing Matt now. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Steve
Test
Martin,
my skills.
Steve Martin, and Rick Moranis set in San Diego.
Ooh. Set in San
Ghostbusters.
Diego. That's not San
Rick
Diego.
Moranis.
It is San
Is
Diego.
this 1970s or early 80s?
I'd say
2000.
late 80s.
No, it's a new one. It's 2023.
Is that Honey I Shrunk the Kids?
No, it can't be
No.
Roxanne, can it?
No,
Because he wasn't in that one, Rick Moranis. He
No, he
retired
wasn't.
like in the 90s. So it's got to
Yeah.
be.
Ghostbusters
this is the late
2016.
80s.
Yeah, that's before he retired.
Dazed and Confused.
You know what's funny? I haven't seen a
Oh,
lot
it just
of.
dawned on me they were in 2 movies together, or at least.
Yeah, there are a bunch. Were they on Saturday Night Live at the same time, or he wasn't on Saturday Night Live? Was he? He was on.
No.
He was in the Second City, right?
Yeah,
Rick Moranis.
SCTV.
SCTV. That's it. Canadians.
Come on,
Yeah.
man.
I gotta say, I haven't seen a lot of movies with
Wow,
Martin
you would have been fired from your video
he was
job
more
right
of an adult.
now.
More of an adult.
Are you talking about Strange Brew?
No.
No, that's not that one. That's another Canadian. It's all Canadians in that. What is it called?
Is it The Jerk?
No.
No. Are you just gonna name movies that Steve?
I would know it. It's
I
probably
never
an
knew that they
obscure
were in a
movie.
movie together.
It's probably an obscure movie.
They were in friggin' was Rick Moranis was in Parenthood too, right?
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
So
way.
they were in Parenthood together. They were
Oh,
in Little
that's
Shop of
right.
Horrors together,
Oh, that's right.
and they
too.
were in this movie together. They were co-stars.
So now it's 3.
I'm not going to say what the movie is until Matt figures it out, Mister.
Three Amigos?
All the movies
Oh,
from the
Amigos.
80s.
It's the one where he's a mobster, right?
Yes.
And he got the weird hair too.
Uh huh.
Who's a
Yeah, I
monster?
remember that one.
Steve
Yeah.
Martin.
Man, it's been a long time. It's Rick Moranis is the FBI or something like that, right?
Yep.
Gosh, what's the name of that movie?
Wow, I don't think I ever saw that.
I don't
Really?
think I did either.
It's great. I love that.
My
movie.
Heaven.
My
My Blue Heaven.
My Blue Heaven.
Heaven.
That's it. Yeah, because that's weird. I totally forgot about that movie. I gotta watch that.
He was a monster. I thought he was just a
No,
mobster.
Mobster.
Mobster. Well, it's the same thing, right? It's interchangeable. Monster.
Monster.
Mobster.
I'm looking at the picture on the screen and I'm thinking, Steve Martin.
You monster.
Okay, Mike. So I want to ask you this question.
All right, riddle me.
I thought you gave up the comic scene.
Not per se.
Not persnickety.
I didn't say I was going to never make comics again. What are you
I
talking
thought
about?
you did.
I did not.
You were a high
I
roller.
certainly gave up being anywhere near Comics Gate.
Big
No, no,
kahuna in
No,
comics.
no. You said, I hate comic books. I hate all the people who draw them.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Especially
Yeah, that was
on,
Elliot. That was
Yeah,
Elliot.
that was
especially
definitely
on
me.
my on my live streams.
Especially Gary.
And that's why I went away for a long time. And I said, well, it's over. Mike's done.
all those years for nothing, right?
And now I look at the chat and I see all these old names and all these old, what are those emojis? Avatars?
You talking about us?
Yeah, I'm looking in the chat and I see all these old familiar avatars.
Oh, you mean the chat? Yes.
Yes, I haven't seen these
Zach and
people.
Arlene and Melissa and
Some of them I
Rhaegar.
have. Some of them I have. But I got my channel like hacked twice.
I know, crazy, right?
You remember those days?
Of
That was
getting
just
your
last
channel
Wednesday,
hacked?
right?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago, Gary.
Yeah, it was. I quit YouTube for a long time.
Did you?
Yeah,
He went to Whatnot.
Yeah, how's that doing?
it's fine. It's a thing to do. But now I got a new YouTube channel and I have the longest name possible.
Why did you get the longest name?
Well, look at my name in the chat.
Gary Shipman art, make your own comics.
Because Mike quit. I should add that.
Are you trying to fill in the white space?
Yeah.
Gary, how do you feel about Bob Newhart passing away?
I was sad.
Right?
Yeah. I was like, oh no, now people are going to say you're like that guy who died.
Yeah.
You remind me of that guy who died.
We're in that generation now where people don't recognize you at all. You look like just like somebody, anybody, but not anybody I know.
Right. Unless there's like a revival of old TV shows on streaming service or something.
Like Freebie or whatever it's called.
What's that?
What's it called? What's that one you watch, Matt?
Tubi.
What's
Tubi?
Tubi?
Whatever.
I watched Tubi also.
Tubi or not Tubi?
Tubi
Elliot,
love.
the lighting on that is amazing. On that drawing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Oh, it's scary, man. That's eye sewn shut.
I'm trying to do something with myself. I told Mike we need to stream, man. We didn't stream this week.
I'll be gone next week.
You're gonna be. That's right. You're going. Wait. What are you doing?
I got camp. I got summer camp with the high school kids.
During a convention? During San Diego?
I know, right?
Wow.
Dude, you want to hear? I'm so okay. I can't say I'm glad, but we were considering Squid Grow was considering going out to the Nashville Bitcoin convention. But it's the same week as camp.
Oh.
You know who's speaking at the Nashville Bitcoin convention?
Who?
When Donald J. Trump.
Really?
No way.
Yes. And we get VIP passes when we go to those things.
Oh.
So,
if I were you, I'd just dump the kids.
No.
You should do it.
The summer camp is it's. I'm kind of glad we're not going. I don't think we're going. I know. I'm pretty sure the whole team's probably not going now. It's just because of everything that happened with the last weekend.
Dude, you should bring all the kids like School of Rock.
Yeah.
Just sneak them on.
It's it ain't cheap.
All you need.
What are you doing?
Oh, sorry about
that. All you need is a van and some Led Zeppelin. And you'd be straight. Get the kids all pumped up.
Get them all hopped up on goofballs.
Becky's shredding documents. Yeah.
Oh,
Gary, how's
life treating you?
How's Titan going?
I finished volume 3 and it's done. It's published and fulfilled.
Nice.
And now I need to start thinking about doing volume 4. I have like maybe 6 or 8 pages done for volume 4, but I laid it down because I was doing fulfillment and stuff. And then I had some other projects that I had to do as well that were time sensitive.
Cool.
So I haven't picked it up yet, but I'm needing to. That's if anybody even cares. You know what I mean? I think comics are dead.
Comics are dead.
But I'm still doing them. I don't care.
Hey, I'm still doing them too,
No,
Gary.
you're not, Mike. Stop it.
I'm doing them as we speak.
Whatever. That's
lying.
AI. They can do anything with AI these days, Mike. We're not falling for it. I can even see you have like a third arm sometimes.
Oh. Speaking of AI, did you see the DC comic with Harley Quinn where they used AI for the hand?
Yeah.
That giveaway, she had 7 fingers.
No, it's like she was holding the old character was holding a gun to the back of her head, and it was like the left hand, but then there were like, and the right hand was cupping it, but there was fingernails showing from the left hand. Like it was like the position of the thumb was left hand, but it was right hand fingers wrapping around. It was insane, and it's like you can tell they just totally just AI traced AI or something. Didn't even freaking think about it. It's like, but I'm like that's I'm telling you that's the future of comics and DC comics and Marvel. It's gonna be all AI. People who can't draw or anything getting jobs because they just AI and trace the AI crap.
That's what I'm
telling
going
you.
to
Right, I'm literally doing that right now.
Yeah, that's all. That's
Are
all
you
it's gonna
really?
be. A dude who doesn't even know how to freaking barely hold a pencil, and he's like, "I draw DC comic.
Hey, that was a good impression of Mike.
I do art." And I'm gonna punch him right in the face at the convention. They're like, "Oh, you did that?
So
Oh, you missed
how will
me.
they do? How will people do like con sketches and stuff? Will they be like, I have to do this later?
It'll be
Yeah,
like-
that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be like iPad mid journey, and then just tracing over it, and then print it out. Yeah, I'll do this at the hotel room, or I'll do it. Just charge me, give you $2,000. I'll do it tonight. I'll put a lot of work into it.
And
Does
everyone's art will look like Frank Miller's scratch now.
Yeah, they wish it would.
What happened?
Do you guys think that that is going to affect like people like us that try to actually draw?
Oh, it'll definitely take
What?
away some
The VR?
jobs.
Hourglass?
Yeah, I
Right?
think that's why you got to create your own stuff because you won't be able to rely on just freelance gigs like you used to. I think it's gonna be like you got to create your own IPs, like you're doing, Gary and Mike.
Middle.
And I'm starting to actually realize I got to do that too. Well, I've realized that before, but now, Mike, I'm starting to pour my energies into finally creating my own stuff. But I got to take the gig work too to pay the bills. So,
Yeah.
Like, do you remember Mike? Like Oli was selling those prints and stuff. Was that all like AI generated stuff? He didn't.
No,
do
that
any
was
of
that was what you call photo bashing. So it's John Gallagher and whoever the other guy was that was doing that, they would take different clips of stuff off the internet and just smash them together and make original. It's sort of like what do you call it when you were a kid and you'd make collages out of
Yeah,
stuff. It's like that to an extreme where you're
but
actually
with Photoshop.
yeah.
Yeah, we used to call it Frankensteining.
Yeah. Well, it seems like that stuff is really popular, but I wonder if it will like people will get over it and then maybe there'll be a resurgence of people actually enjoying.
Well, you saw how freaking much those things sold at cons, right? Oli was always killing it, and it drove me nuts because
He's still doing it, isn't it?
yeah. But people that went to the cons, then, dude, they were tourists in our industry. They're just there because they like Chris Hemsworth as Thor.
Right. Yeah.
They weren't there because they love comic books and they want to support comic book artists. That's a totally different, marketplace. That's why that remember after Avengers Endgame, I don't know what of those Avenger movies came out, like the next year, everybody like lost like half of their profit, right?
Why
it
was
just
that?
died that quickly after Avengers because it was it, man. They spent 15 years building up that franchise, building up the excitement, and then they finally got to that crescendo, and it was like, oh, okay, this is I don't want to call it fatigue, but it's like it was the climax of the fandom.
Was it
Yeah.
because all the characters died or what?
yeah, they all retired.
I don't know if it was because they all died, but it was just
It was the
felt like
last installment.
that's what they were all building up to, and then it was like it just let all the air out of the.
Then they tried to make it all female. Like the Force is female, and with the Force or the Marvel isn't female, and then and it's tapered out. But now they get hoping that Deadpool's gonna resurrect it. They're like, Deadpool's gonna resurrect the MCU and bring it back. And I'm like, I don't think so.
I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
But isn't Deadpool? Isn't that really like a Sony thing?
No, it's under. Well, it was under Fox, and then Disney bought Fox. So
Yeah, what
now
about Spider-Man?
it's a Disney.
I thought
thing.
it was still not a Disney, like an MCU thing.
I think
So
it's now.
this is how they're going to introduce the mutants, but they're not called mutants though, because I don't think they don't have the rights to that in the film. So they're going to call them miracles or something like that.
Oh my gosh. How can you have rights to mutants?
That's well, because they gave a lot of stuff away. I think.
I mean, you dissected everything. They dissected everything. Like, okay, you can have Spider, but you can't have Peter Parker. You have to have Peter something else.
They don't even want to call them X-Men. They want to call them X people.
What?
X.
That was a thing for a while.
X persons.
Yeah, because God forbid there's a man somewhere.
X thems.
Yeah, the ex-wives, though, you said?
Yeah.
Ex-wives.
All my exes live in Texas.
No, I think they could have like revived Marvel with that Spider-Man where they had Tobey Maguire and that Andrew Garfield. And that everybody went nuts over that. It was just like, this is great. And then they're like, that was it. It was like they did a great one shot and done.
I did hear some guys talking about that they, or maybe it was just like a what if, like they were just saying how Sony is missing out on that money. Like it would have been obvious home run to put Tobey Maguire back with the director. But I do agree also that I wonder if that's another one trick pony that we can't afford anymore, you know?
Dude, if they would have struck while the iron's hot, they probably at least could have done a follow-up movie with Tobey Maguire as an older Spider-Man. Heck, they could have even used him as a launching pad for Miles Morales, you know? Like they did into the live action into Spider-Verse.
Oh, you'd have him do blackface or something?
No. Remember he was a mentor to Miles Morales in the
That was a joke.
Yeah.
I was hoping I could get on quicker back when Mike was telling the story about his mom. And then I was going to say, Mike, that's racist. Your accent is racist.
Oh, it's only half because he's half, right?
You lacist.
That's right. It's lacist, you plick.
Oh man, Mike was cracking me up with that one Japanese accent. Where he's like, "Did you know?" Like, I don't know why that one just would crack you up so bad. It sounds so perfect.
I recently
yeah.
It reminds me of Sony Chivas. Remember he's doing when he's talking to Kill Bill. This is for you.
But I think, you know, to answer to add a little more pepper to that conversation you're talking about, Gary, I think the more you create your own stuff, I wonder if one of the things we got to do more of too is to, and maybe this is not something that we're all excited about doing at all, but creating more than just one title. Because I wonder if,
heck yeah, universe, baby.
I don't know about universes either, but I mean, I know what you said, Michael.
Yeah, we know what you said, Mike, but we know you're not doing comics anymore.
You know what? I'm drawing a comic book right now.
Whatever, dude.
Like, I'm just wondering. I mean,
still gnawing on that bone, are you?
Funny.
We miss Gary.
He's
Gary coming in loaded for bear.
Yeah, he's like, you think he's like Bob Newhart, but really he's like Norm Macdonald.
Oh, I miss Norm.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
Were we saying Elliot though about the one title?
I just wonder if, like, this is why I wish I drew faster. I'm just slow, but I wish that if I could, I would just keep creating new things. You know, it's almost like I've always, even from the first time I got involved with everybody here, I remember thinking that I wanted to be more like a Stephen King than a one story guy, because I figured you can get more audience with a variety of content than if you had only one story. So that's why I've always, if I was fast enough, I would definitely try more than a one. Because what if you tap out that audience for that once? Kind of like what you just said, Mike, about the movies. What if we tap out that audience and they're no longer there for that one product? What else you got lined up?
Right.
But I don't know. I don't know if that's. I don't know if it's necessarily, but I do think that's something that I've thought about a lot. Like, I want to try different, but I also want to do different stories too. So it's not,
It's
I
not
want to
hard,
do.
right?
Well, it takes a lot of energy to create a new thing, and sometimes I think it's also to do something of value at the other version of that. It does require some more effort in that one story, But but I feel like if overall, as far as comics are concerned, I wonder if there's a customer for different stuff that you are still making. You know what I mean? Or anyone for that. Not you directly, I think, but I want to.
Yeah. It's like film. Like I like what one guy was saying. He said, or even comics. I think it was maybe Brian Coluto. Brian Coluto. He was saying that is if you're making a comic and you're into it, but for some reason it's just not connecting with the market after a certain period of time, you got to move on to another idea, and maybe it's just not the market's not just ready for that type of idea yet, And then so you move on to the next one. I'm like, and you were saying, Elliot, it's like I feel like I got so many stories I want to tell. If that's the case, I mean, I hit it with what I think they'll like, but I like it, and they don't, then I move on to another one. Then I got another one.
Yeah.
But the hard thing is, like you said, the work is drawing it, man. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work for sure. What about that, Gary? Do you feel like you have a character any breakout characters in your story that deserve like a what do you call it? Like what do you call that in movies when you do like not an offshoot? What do you call that?
Spinoff?
Spinoff.
A spinoff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any spinoff concepts at all that you thought would be a cool second idea or something like that?
Well, the
Oh,
first
Gary, do
idea
you have a
was-
second idea?
No, I don't mean no. 'Cause I know you have Packins Land, but what else? Like, did you uncover anything new in that? Like that you fell in love with any new characters that you like? Oh, I would like to try something with this character, a different one.
yeah, I got a whole fleet of
Menagerie.
characters. Yeah.
Well, Titan,
So Titan
right?
was a spin-off of Packins Land,
Right.
and I'm trying to get him back into that world, but I have all this story that I need to tell to button it up. I thought I was going to be able to do it in one volume, and that wasn't going to happen. Then volume 2, at the end of volume 2, whoever has seen it, it says coming soon or next, Worlds Collide. That was going to be volume 3. That didn't happen. I had volume 3 is a whole nother thing. And then now I'm hoping that volume 4 is not going to. It's going to probably have to be 5 volumes at this
Oh
point
wow.
because the
Wow.
story's just expanded.
George R. Martin over here.
I know. Take some tips, Mike.
This isn't. Don't take it wrong. I wasn't critiquing your thing. I was just making the point about like coming up with new. I think that's the key because you got the audience now is already. If you're trying to get like a younger audience, you're competing with so much now for their attention, including this platform, YouTube. So it's almost like, what else do I got for you? I wonder if there's room for that kind of stuff. I might be a good thing for like eventually for a new coalition of creators is to provide that kind of diversity in content. I know that's a bad word these days, but I mean, like having a variety of things that you can like. Okay, well, you could read your story. I don't know though. I still feel like. Do you guys think that? What do you call those kinds of books? Anthologies are still a no-go in general.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like them, but
think of the shelf in America.
yeah, I like them. Like the Japanese, obviously they do that every month with their telephone books. Those Japanese manga, like what's it called?
Omnibus.
Yeah, it's like what's it? The
But like
Shonen Jump. Shonen Jump. Yeah, they have all its mythology and they're huge because people could. It's like a giant sampler, and then they basically test mangas out to see which ones are doing great, and that's when they get their own series, right?
Yep.
But I wish we did that kind of thing because then you could test out things and hey, they're not into it. Okay, start do another one. And there's different guys who have manga artists who have really huge titles now, like Naruto or something like that. But then they started off with something else first that didn't take off, and then so they go, okay, that didn't work. Let's try another one. I think it's a good way, but I don't know if the U.S. I don't think it works in the U.S.
Well, writing, there's been like a big, huge resurgence of anthologies, so it's coming back. Who
Right?
knows?
Yeah, I
think
love
it's a good
those.
idea.
I love the novels where they have anthologies. Like I read, like was it Bradbury? I like reading his like short stories, like collections. And or the magazines, they have these short stories and just like tons of different stories, sci-fi stories, and they're so like unique and weird. I always like that. You go to the next one, and you're like, oh, that was good, and short reading the next one.
I
It's
just
like
picked,
Bradbury Theater.
I just
yeah, I
picked
bought
up
that.
a novel series, well, the first of a bunch of novels called Arisen. Have you heard of this series, Arisen?
No.
Sometimes I wonder if it's a religious thing, but there's a lot of language in it, so I'm not sure. But there's a lot of reference. It's basically like a Black Ops, what do you call that? Like Call of Duty, Black Ops meets World War Z, and it's really interesting. It's the first time in a long time that I've been kind of gripped to like I want to read it, but I my trouble is I have my ADD doesn't let me settle down. As soon as I start reading, I want to fall asleep. I don't know. It's a weird thing, but it's not because the content isn't good. I just can't stay focused long enough, and I start drifting. And I often take a long time to read anything because as I'm reading, sometimes I'll skip, and I'm reading, but I'm thinking of something else. And then all of a sudden I'm like, what did I just read? I don't know what's going on. So I have to go back and read it a second or third time. But it's really, really interesting. And it's right in line with like my cup of tea as far as like G.I. Joe and military. There's a lot of good military chatter in it, but it's been around for a while. But there was a lot of like Bible verses being read by one particular character. I was like, huh. And even the word arisen, I'm like, I wonder if there's something to that. But I thought maybe Jeff knew something about it, but he's not speaking up, so I don't know.
Was I supposed to speak up?
I wasn't sure if you had heard of it, but if you haven't, you're the scholar in terms of prose content around here.
I am. I mean, yes, I am.
Yeah, shut your mouth, boy.
Please don't blow up Jeff's head.
I love Jeff.
Me like to write.
Good night, Amy.
Good night, Amy.
Good night, Amy.
Good night, Amy.
Good night, Moon.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night, Moon.
See you.
Good night, cow jumping over the moon.
Good night. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that's definitely something that I think about, like when I'm trying to think about the current market, like about selling stories. I wonder if shorter one shots help a lot to bring more attention to your product line. The problem though is that if you really love a story you're creating, though, that makes it tough because now do I divide my time up on something that I don't care as much about, or
right?
Like obviously, Gary, you're saying Titan, you got a whole other volume of stuff to put out, and then you should.
Well, I don't got anything else really to do, so this is what I do. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think this is what we all do. It's like we've been ruined. Maybe Mike's been more successful with other things. I've noticed. Just jumping around. He's very versatile, and I find myself being very narrow. Like I do comic books and that's it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I'm actually thinking about. There's a possibility I won't have a job for long, so I trying to figure out what to do next. And I'm almost at the point where I don't even know if I want to. I don't know if I want any more art jobs anymore. I think I might retire from this for not drawing. I love drawing. I just don't know if I want to keep doing art.
Yeah.
For a living.
Gonna sell insurance?
Vacuum cleaners.
I don't know. Something. I'm thinking about it.
Well, you have talent, and I think it's important that person who has talent should apply that somehow.
Well, not to sound like an old guy, but it's just that a lot of the stuff I know how to do, it's not even. I remember I worked with a couple of guys who came into my old company where I used to work for 20 years, and they were like, yeah, they were having a hard time keeping up. And I remember thinking, no way, man, I'll never be that guy. And here I am, 50 years old, and I'm like, I don't know if I know what to do next. I don't know you hear a lot about UI and UX design, and I'm just like, I don't even know what that means. Is that a new
user interface?
User interfaces.
Yeah, I know now, but then I'm like, do I go back and train? I thought about going back to school to be a chef, actually.
Ooh.
I've considered getting into culinary arts, but that's a whole other discipline. I can't even learn a new program, much less. Shoot, I can't even figure out how to use a new brush.
I practice the culinary arts at home.
Yeah, but you don't get paid for it there.
What?
Who was that?
Huh?
So what?
That wasn't me. That sounded like somebody was yelling. It should have been me to yell at Mike.
Probably
cool.
Gary.
I'm before time.
Always Gary.
Gary has that forceful tone.
Manly, commanding tone.
Oh my gosh.
But then that's why I've been doing this kind of stuff too. Like I like doing, like I could never do this type of art for money. 'Cause nobody in my scope pays for this type of work. So it's like I'd rather just have fun and do this kind of stuff for fun versus trying to turn it into something business, a business proposition. But I don't know.
101 Moose Speed?
My mother what?
Pay no attention to the secondary voices in my house.
Oh, so it's in
You
your
say
house.
that about my mama?
Oh, that's a good line. That's from Little Giants, right?
4 out of 5.
What you say about mama?
Yeah, I love that little line. Are you guys excited at all for the new Aliens movie?
No.
I am so
I didn't know there was a new Aliens movie.
Yeah.
Romulus.
Romulus.
It looks good. It looks
Does it?
so good. Yeah.
It's on Hulu.
Does it look as good as Beetlejuice 2? Or is that 3? I saw a preview. They're doing Beetlejuice.
Yeah, with
Like,
most of the original cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, they
It
have like
looks
a lot
cool
of
to
original,
Matt because it's got most of the original cast. It's from the 80s.
it even has some of the original monster creatures in it.
I think they're using the original effects too.
That's cool. That's cool. I never actually saw the first one. I didn't like the idea of it.
It worked more than our gold kit.
You didn't see the first one?
I wasn't interested in it.
Man, I said no. I know that I seen it. I bought the soundtrack. I know the songs behind. Oh, something about it resonated.
It's from the 80s.
They don't have anything like that really anymore, do they? Too much. Like weird, offbeat, weird stuff that just. There's many remakes.
I'm more open to that stuff now. When I was a kid, if it had like a weird vibe to it, I was not on board. I was very, very direct about my entertainment. I loved kung fu movies. I loved G.I. Joe. And I loved Transformers.
Huh?
I did not like that He-Man cartoon. I hated
the cartoon.
Yeah, I didn't watch He-Man either.
I hated that. My big encounter with Filmation was on and I was growing up in the 70s, 80s, was like the Tarzan cartoon and Zorro. I thought they were great, but I did not like, and then Flash Gordon, but I did not like that rotoscoping that much. And He-Man was just weird. He talked weird, and something about Filmation. They had that one voice actor that talks like this all the time, and like, ugh, it was gross. He was the same guy that would pop up on the Fat Albert cartoon. But Fat Albert was fun. It was a neat, weird, but I don't know. For me, for a young New Yorker, it spoke to me.
Mushmouth.
All that, you like a school during summer, no class. Love that. But the He-Man thing was just so weird. I hated Orko. I hated him. I hated how goofy he was and how useless he was, and he would create more problems than he was helping out with. But as I get older now, though, I kind of like that stuff. Like, remember Mad Balls, that toy, Mad Balls?
Oh, I remember those, the toys. Yeah.
So now I actually think those are cool. Turtles, I did not like Turtles at all. But now as an adult, coming from a place of like, I like designing them, and I like the idea of wacky stuff now. So maybe I should watch it after all.
That's like kids. Some certain kids don't like certain foods they like maybe hamburgers or hot dogs, but they don't like something like quiche or something that's. But when you're an adult, you're like, oh, this is all good textures and different tastes and flavors, and you're more into variety. But when you're a kid, you're like, I just want hamburgers, hot dogs, and pizza. I don't like all this other stuff. I like bacon, and then. But for me, as a kid, I like the weirder better. I was like, it was weird, or like just.
Yeah.
Just like
My kids tried a bunch of stuff because we had a rule in our house: you don't gotta like it, you just gotta try it.
Well, by that time, I was the resident authority on that kind of stuff. So if I didn't like a certain show, I wouldn't watch it, and nobody else would force me. But in retrospect, though, like I love the Turtles now. I love the idea. I love the variety of that. And to your point, Matt, is the wackiness of it.
Maybe I can take
I was just very literal, I think, when I was a kid. Like I liked wacky packages because it was obviously making fun of real products. I liked
Garbage Pail Kids.
Garbage Pail Kids. I thought they were fun, but they were also mocking the other thing. There's a lot of stuff. But now, as I got older, like, you ever watch Adventure Time?
I remember.
No,
I love Adventure Time, and it's for that very reason. It's because it's so weird. It's so much weird stuff. But I also like that there's like an actual through line story going on. I never finished it though. Huh?
I didn't even know there was a storyline to that. It was just so weird to me. I'm like, is this just like all over the place? I didn't know there was a storyline.
The more the longer the show runs, they introduce a lot of interesting concepts that are part of a broader narrative. It might not be your cup of tea, but it definitely is. There was a lot of effort put into it.
Like the only thing I know of, the reason I know that show at all is through memes. Like they're using meme for memes and everything, So yeah. I'm only familiar with the visuals for the memes, so that's all I know.
It's definitely prototypical of what we don't like about modern entertainment, but there was a lot of good stuff in it, and it was still experimental, so it wasn't as overt as far as like.
He was one of the first, right? First of the modern type of weird cartoons.
Yeah, I would think so. And so there was a little more restrictions on it. People were a little more careful to tell how they told stories on that show. So there's a couple of characters that you learn later on are homosexual, but it was such a subtle thing because it was still fresh. That was still a fresh way that they were going to. It ushers in a lot of what you see in modern animation now, but it was still pretty tame because in comparison. But story wise, there's some really cool things. And then nowadays, especially because I'm into like. I like kidnapping my figures, my G.I. Joe guys. I find that I like this idea of like a Toy Story concept where everything's happening in one big story, one big narrative. I love that. I love the idea of taking your toys kids when they play with all the stuff they have versus like collecting a full collection of anything is a very adult thing. It doesn't make any sense for kids. When I was a kid, I played with whatever I had and I made it work.
Yeah. Far in the middle, and
So I was very much Andy in that way.
just trying to jump as far as you can.
But you should check it out. I can dig it.
What is this character that you're drawing right now, Elliot? Is it
So
from Mad Max or something?
no, I mean it could be. It's just I'm trying to do artwork to fill up a sketchbook of characters that remember a long time ago I was coming up with ideas for this thing called Soul Diver. It was like a dark fantasy, like a cross between like a creepy, darker version of Dungeons and Dragons. And the story is about this guy who goes into the abyss to rescue this woman's son or daughter. I haven't determined that yet. And I wanted to do I started doing a bunch of these creepy characters, and so this would be like one of the citizens of hell, if you will, as at least in my thinking. So I'm just it's really just a doodle, frankly. And now it's turning into an obsessive effort for lighting because you egged me on. That's now I'm done.
Yeah, I like in the middle-ish area.
I bet he has like a condo in New York.
Do you guys know that the comic artist that would go to cons? He had the mohawk. He was one of the first mohawk guys. And he's actually a in real life he's a brand manager or something like that. He figured out how to like entertain people at conventions, and so he started looking like a biker. It's like, you faker.
I think I might know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's a faker. See, I'm kind of doing the opposite of what I just told you about earlier, Gary. I'm starting to think I want to do like art books.
What just happened? How do you blow to save?
That don't that are reliant on a theme, but they don't have necessarily a narrative.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that I can create some cool images, and people will be like, "Oh, that's pretty cool," because I like those kind of books too, like people's art books and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I just want to make stories.
Just check. We could always move over here.
I just want to make money.
Mike, you should start doing comics again.
I'm with Jeff.
It's a perfect way to tell stories. I don't know why you gave it up. You had a good start too. To throw it all away like that.
Let's throw it all away.
It's kind of sad.
To indulge your jerky your jerky habit.
I gotta leave.
Hey,
10 bag a day jerky habit.
He had a habit of eating.
You've got to cut a veal on your back.
jerky's important, man.
It's a whole lot of sodium.
No, you don't have to use any salt to make jerky.
You do if you buy it.
Hey,
It comes.
that's what Arlene Atkins is. I can't imagine how hard it is to have success in comics in this TikTok shorts culture. That's what I've been actually thinking about lately. I've been thinking about attention span of people and young people, and like my niece and nephews that are into like these really crappy like TikTok, like YouTube channels that are like just super trendy that even they won't like when they get older. And like, why did I watch this? You know, at least that's what I'm hoping. But it's like, it's because it's so popular, they're into it. You know what I mean? It's like, I can see them being into things that I, as an adult, I'm like, that has got to be the hokiest or dumbest. But then I think back to when I was a kid, and I'm like, I could see why they would fall into stuff that, because I was into stuff as a kid, and my adults or parents would be like, that's stupid. Like, what? You know, I could, but then they're like, well, you like it, whatever. And then I'm like, they just don't know, man. They're just old now. And now when I'm older, I'm like, geez, they are into stupid stuff. But you know what? Some things they might be into are actually legitimately cool and might carry on with them when they're older. But some of these videos, TikTok and stuff, man, it's garbage. It's just like nonsense. It's like low attention span stuff, and that's what it's made for. It's made.
Well, it's TikTok. You have to have a low attention span to watch that stuff.
I know, man. And now Instagram has the same type of format with that reels and stuff. and
Yeah,
it's easy
there
to
you
get
go.
lost in there.
If you loaded the save for you and
You know what I
Scrolling,
think?
scrolling.
You know what might be a cool idea, and Gary, this might be a cool idea for you too, for especially because of your content so all ages. Like, consider doing like readings of like short, like just you have to learn a little bit of like After Effects or something like that, but do little videos with your panels and like maybe read the character, but like do like to me that's kind of what I know it's not. I know it's not, but I feel like that would be successful in, or has a better chance of reaching a younger audience and new customers down the road.
That's
If
the
you
other
had
thing.
like story, like tell your story, like literally tell your story, like read the parts, like what am I saying? What am I saying?
Motion
Like an
comic,
audible, huh?
kind of like the motion comic, but you have both voiceover, like reading
Yeah,
the actual dialogue.
Well,
yeah.
I'm trying to break into voice acting, and I was going to do Jeff's book, and I was going to do all the characters, and we ran into a snag with coming up with a. I don't even know what was it, Jeff. Why didn't it go through?
Because I had already hired somebody else.
Really, that was the reason?
Yeah, that was the reason.
You mean we actually were a go? So
Mm,
this means your next book, I could be doing all the voices, is what you're saying.
no, I already hired somebody.
The next book.
See, Jeff, this is why he hates you.
Oh yeah, that explains it.
I think I think I hired somebody for that book too. I haven't written it yet, but I think he's already hired.
All right. Whatever.
And you got to hire. You got to get these people when you can. It's like
I'm literally just waiting.
30 books out.
Hey, Jeff, how about Ellie? Do you want Ellie to do one?
No, he doesn't want me. He's putting Jeff on the spot. You see how he's like,
No,
he's,
Yeah, I know. He was supposed to roll with the joke, Ellie.
I know,
You
and
stepped
you
all
should have-
over the joke.
hey, wait a second. Yeah, I'd love to do that. How about that,
Yeah,
Jeff?
exactly.
Wait, get in line, bro.
So let's talk
yeah.
more about Mike getting out of comics.
I
Oh,
put
wow.
my everything on hold. I haven't been drawing. I haven't been doing nothing. I'm waiting on you, Jeff.
He hasn't been eating. He hasn't been
Wow.
sleeping.
You know, I already
My
gave you
wife
credit.
left me.
I already gave you the credit for the one book. So
Yeah, but
The
you
ending
didn't put
of
it
the
on
book.
the cover.
Oh,
no, but it was the ending. You don't put the
Oh.
ending on the cover.
Yeah, but you could say special thanks to Gary Shipman on the cover.
did.
There's,
You can't put that on the cover.
I mean, you
Oh,
just shrink the title down a little.
I mean,
Jeff,
that's
not
what I
not only can I ask what have you done, I can also ask what have you not done. Apparently nothing.
did.
Poor Gary. You hear that awkward laugh he just gave us? You sound like Tucker Carlson.
Gary did draw the map for the last book and this
Oh.
book. It's the same map, but
Wait a minute.
I sure can.
I need to get paid twice.
Okay, how long does it first?
Did you?
Yeah. Did you pay him his reprint fee?
He's I just hired somebody else to make that map.
It was the voiceover guy.
You just hired an AI to redo
Yeah,
my map.
exactly.
The
That's what's gonna
voiceover guy
happen.
just described where everything is.
Yeah, Jeff, are you sure you didn't hire an AI unbeknownst to you?
Oh, I see.
possibly. I've also been handing out his bookmark that he made for me.
His business card.
Well, no, it does have his link
Voice?
to his website on the back.
His long,
Shipman?
slender business card.
Yeah, and those things work. I will get some residual sales after every con because I hand those things out.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
What?
What?
Wait, what?
That's pretty
Are you-
exciting though, Jeff, because you're selling the hardest product to sell to this culture is books.
Actually, it's not as hard as you might think.
Spider.
Well,
Not
I-
digital, right?
It's
nobody
just
reads.
no people read. Matter of fact, I'm getting a lot of younger guys buying the books.
Nice. That's great. That's encouraging.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just think that my audience just is not on Amazon. They're
Oh.
Yeah, I think
Where
that
are they?
they're out somewhere.
Do you ask them like when they go to conventions? I'd ask them, where do you guys get your books? Like, where do you download them from, or what sites do you go to? Because I do that with guys. I go like, where do you? I always ask questions of the customers, like, what are you into and what do you like? Because I'm like, I'm like, I want to find out because I can't think the way you guys think. I'm in a different place, man.
But yeah, I've been actually kind of surprised because I thought that when I got into this, I thought that my demographic was like 35 and above, but I've been selling more and more to younger guys, and they're going to these Comic Cons or these various conventions or events, and they're buying books. So
cool.
if they're inexpensive, they'll buy them. Matter of
Have you
fact,
considered-
All these ones down
one
here
of
are
them,
the
one
ones
of them, the one in West Branch, there's a couple of them that like made a beeline right to my table because they knew exactly what they wanted.
right down here.
That's cool. Good job,
So,
man.
I find it very encouraging.
Yeah.
So that the audience is out there, and I actually think the comics audience is out there too. The problem is that you're
They're
not
not comic
getting
conventions.
yeah, well, I mean, you're not getting the exposure to the people who want, and I also think the comics are a bit expensive too. They need to bring the costs down.
Yeah.
Well, it costs more to make a comic than it does to make a book.
It's true.
That colored ink. Yeah.
I'm talking about the artist.
Man, I don't know. Nowadays they pay so little, and they charge more for the cover price than they used to.
Yeah, but they're still making money on it regardless.
Can you imagine that? Like they pay the artists way more money back in the 80s, 90s, and they sold the comics for like a quarter of the price they do now.
They didn't pay artists way more in the 80s. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they did.
No, dude. No, they didn't.
I talked to the old school artists, and they were making more money than I was in the current market.
What old school artists? What books? What are you talking about? Frank Miller was making like $70 a page on Daredevil.
No, man, the John Romita Jr. and all these other guys, they were like banking it. And
in
then
the 80s.
90s.
That's a totally different story. The 90s, the money came flooding in. In the 80s, dude, people were making chump change. All those great books that we all loved so much, those guys weren't making jack. They were doing that because they loved it. That's, it wasn't a bunch of people who thought they could just get rich making comics.
I think also comics more like a entry level thing for artists because a lot of them just did it for a little bit and then they just went to like commercial art, right? Because you could get more money.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Commercial art pays 10 times what comics pays.
Yeah,
do you think that comics Marvel paid as well as Image paid their guys?
No.
They paid better, right?
I know exactly how much they paid. So
yeah, I heard time and time again about how a lot of those comics guys didn't make diddly squat.
So the only reason why
at Image, look, here's the thing: when all the money was coming in, came flooding in, and everybody at Image who started Image, they're like, oh, we're going to treat the artists right, and we're going to pay them what they're worth, and then they start paying people $1,000 a page. And, like entry-level guys, they're coming in and they're making $500, $600, $800 a page. And it was great when the money was flowing, but they didn't realize that spigot wouldn't last forever. And so rather than being good businessmen, they were coming from a place of, oh my gosh, I've been an artist and Marvel's been making all of this money off of me for so long. When I start a comic book company, I'm going to give all of this money to the artists. And then it's like, bro, you're freaking broke after 2 years because you gave all your freaking profits to your artists and you can't make anything. You could have set yourself up as with a good business model for decades. And instead it's like,
and now they got the
I get it though, dude. When money's rolling in, you never tend to think it's going to stop rolling in. Right. So you don't sit there and think, well, let's let's figure this out, budget this out, and make sure we spread this out over the next 5 or 10 years. You're just like, oh no, it's just gonna keep going. More money's gonna come in, and then suddenly the spigot gets shut off, and all that money's gone before you even get it.
I am.
Been there, done that. Not fun.
Well, guys, it's 3:00 here. I got to get to bed.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go too.
So,
yeah, you know what? It's midnight. I told my wife I wasn't gonna be on all night. So let me share what I've done so far.
Thanks for letting me on.
Hey, buddy, thanks for coming on. I appreciate and love you, buddy.
Yeah, good seeing you.
I miss all of you guys.
Yeah,
Miss you too.
Okay, Gary.
man.
Gary, I'll be straight up. You are in the room with the link every single week.
Yeah, but it took me a long time to even figure out how to do it. I got in eventually. I haven't done it in so long, man. I'm like, what? How do you do this again? But yeah, I figured it out. I'll try to come on more.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right. God bless you guys.
God bless.
See you, Gary.
Oh wait, I want to see Mike what he did. This
Yeah.
so-called
I
comic.
think right.
Yeah, where is it, Mike? Generate your AI. Come on.
No, you're right. The reflector's not working.
Yeah, I'm right.
Oh, that's what it is.
No, not you. You're not right. Elliot was right.
No, I'm right. Wow, that
I
was
would write
really
that,
good, Elliot,
like,
with that
that
dark.
looking.
Oh man, that was good.
Oh, yeah, there you go. What'd
Yeah.
you do with that? Did you double it up or you just the contrast?
I just boosted the contrast.
Oh.
I went into levels.
Oh, okay, levels, yeah. Is it Procreate?
No, this is Art Studio Pro.
Art Studio Pro.
Here, I'm gonna do this just to shut friggin' Gary up. Here. This is the last page I did before the one I'm working on now.
Yeah, how long did it take you to type that into AI?
Actually, the first is based off of a photograph, not AI.
Zoom in on some of it. Let's.
Like, you gotta lean into the bit, man. Just go with the AI. Just go with it.
No,
Well, I don't
Gary,
have
the
much.
term is 3D assets.
Yeah.
That's a nice room there, dude.
That's a manga studio room.
What?
You know, when you drag and drop.
Oh, really? You can do that?
No, you can do that in Manga Studio. You can get 3-dimensional rooms, line art.
Oh, really?
Import them, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That's
No,
all
I
right.
used the AI background for this and traced it.
Did you really?
Uh-huh.
Well, you're making it work for you.
Man, that's gotta save too much time too.
Looks good.
I mean, otherwise, I'm just scouring for photographs.
It's a pain to do that too.
I hate scouring for photographs.
It needs too much time.
Yeah.
Mike, you gotta teach me how to use this.
Yeah, what did you do? Where's AI? Is it like just Google?
I use Stable Diffusion online.
Is it something you have to purchase?
No, here. It's just go here. Stable Diffusion. StableDiffusionWeb.com. And then I just go hospital. Whoops. Hospital. Draw. Which this is a stupid interface because it says you want to draw something and then it takes you to the other thing where you have to log in again. Oh, maybe I'm not logged in.
Or you gotta log in. Forget it. I'm done.
It's Google. Here's a funny thing. So it's Google. You can log in with a email account. You get 10 free generations per day per account. So if I'm not doing well with whatever one I'm doing, I just grab a different account. Why is this so slow?
So you have to use different email addresses for your accounts?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I use my kids' account. I use my other YouTube channel accounts. Whatever.
How long have you been doing this?
That's like, I'm done. I'm out of here. I can't even take it.
How long have you been doing this, Mike?
Using AI for backgrounds?
Yeah.
Just since I started this book.
How many pages are you in right now?
32.
Wow. How long have you been doing it?
A week.
A week,
Solid couple weeks.
a solid week.
No,
Yeah.
no. How long have I been working on this book, Elliot? I mean, I know the script has been done for a while, but
3 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. It
4 weeks?
feels like it's been about a week, like a 2 to 3 weeks probably.
My
weeks?
Yeah.
No,
I think
dude.
so.
It's been
Yeah.
months.
Maybe like maybe 3 or 4 weeks. It seems like.
Since
It's
you've been drawing it.
months. Yeah.
What is
No.
this for, Mike?
I'm only
Is it-
doing like 5 or 6 pages a week.
Okay.
Is
well,
this,
It's got to be at least 5 weeks, right?
is this a Lone Star thing?
It's in the Blacklist universe, and Lone Star is in it, but it's not about Lone Star. He's sort of the B character in the story.
Okay,
Oh my
so
gosh,
now
I don't know why this isn't working, and I'm gonna stop. even
This is
trying.
great. I love the way that this AI works.
Saves
I'm all
time
over it.
looking from the web. Yeah.
Yeah, I could search for an image faster than that.
I could do that all day long.
and you would be doing it all day long.
I don't know why
Anyways.
it's not working. Maybe it's my internet.
Anyways.
I have no idea.
Because we're
look-
asking.
It looked
Yeah,
good,
right.
Mike.
All right,
You know
Gary.
why? You know why? Because Google heard me say, "Hey, show me that," and then Google said, "Isn't that guy that was criticizing us the whole time?"
Yeah.
Bump that guy.
The
Whoa,
AI.
whoa, take it easy.
Oh my gosh, did you hear that? Like, all right, bye, Gary.
God
See
bless
you,
you.
Jerry.
Bye.
See you,
All right,
Jerry.
Gary.
I'll talk to you guys later too.
All right,
Later.
All right, Jeff. Be good, man.
Right.
That the Google wouldn't allow a search for Trump. What was it? Trump?
Assassination.
No. It was like presidential campaign or something like that. But then you did the same search with Biden, and it's the number one
Yeah.
search result.
That's what I used to tell people to Google information. But when I found out what happened is Google purposely made it so that if you search anything, it only comes up with the first 5 or 10 or whatever are all like MSNBC, CNN. It's nothing else but that. And they curtail it so that you only see what they want. Like it used to come up Infowars. Like I would type Infowars, like, and I would type Infowars with the topic, and it would be like CNN talking about Infowars or MSNBC talking about Infowars. But you would never get Infowars ever popping up. And you just scroll, and nothing. It's like they bury it. So it's like they even now you can't search for anything. But back in the day, you used to be able to search for anything and find weird websites and websites that were just like obscure with information, and you could go down the rabbit hole deep, and now you can't. You know.
Okay,
That's been happening.
hold
for a
on,
while,
hold on.
though.
You know what else has search results like that?
What?
Flat Earth stuff.
Oh, you mean you can't find it, or?
Yeah, and it was funny because you guys remember I was looking into Flat Earth like 4 or 5 years ago.
No.
Oh, okay, because a buddy of mine was into it. So back then, I could find it like super easy. It was all over YouTube, right? If I searched Flat Earth, all this Flat Earth stuff would come up. Now, if you do any searches for Flat Earth on YouTube, it's all counter arguments and evidence against Flat Earth. It's none of it is like trying to prove Flat Earth stuff. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. If you have to know websites probably before you have to specifically just type in the web address, because you can't find. Like I said, you type in anything you want to look for, and it's automatically slanted to one direction, one way, and that's just intentional. Because I used to always say Google it, and then now I can't. I don't tell people that anymore because you won't find it. They'll never find it.
I use DuckDuckGo.
That's what I use too, but even that, it's like it's hard to find stuff because it pops up with only the highest, legacy media sites and all that. And I used to go down the rabbit hole, man. I would find really weird websites where it was just like, I found like I was digging for dirt on Lady Gaga because I didn't know anything about her. I'm like, why is this lady who's a hack so popular? So like, I went digging and I found all this information on websites about her that I've never heard anywhere else. And that was like legit like websites to like her collaborations with different artists or different people that are obscure. And she was even doing some collaboration with some children's book thing. And it was about this kid who would go into portals to hell. It was a children's book about how he would deal with demons and stuff. And I'm like, what the heck? And it was just like really esoteric stuff. And now I'm like, you can't find that kind of stuff anymore. I was like, and all the information I used to save, because I just do hours and hours of research and all this stuff. and I'd save all these links and have folders and everything. And now you can't find this stuff anymore. They bury it. And it's like I remember just hours and hours. Ever since Obama came onto the scene, I would deep dive like into stuff for hours. And because I was like, why is this guy Obama?
Yeah, it used to be if you Googled like Big Mike.
Oh man, you know what's funny though is Twitter now. Twitter X has become that old school site where you can just dig up stuff that would shock you now. Like he will not ban stuff like they used to. Now you can go find tons of videos on the shooting, the Trump shooting, the assassination attempt, and you can go down the rabbit hole like you used to in Google. Now you can do that on Twitter. I'm like finding bookmarking videos that are like, I found photos of the dead shooter like close up.
Oh my gosh! I just realized when this all happened was COVID. Because Google and YouTube went in hard. To cover up all the COVID deaths and all the freaking vaccine stuff and all that. And the election fraud, right? They went hard banning and hiding and shadow banning and just
if you said the word fraud, it would automatically red flag you. That's why this one YouTube channel I listen to, they would say voter frog. They say frog.
That's what I used to say.
Yeah, and they would mix the words,
But it's also because I was on a live stream the other day. I'm not on it. I was watching it, and I commented in the chat, and I wanted to say when Biden was talking, and he goes and then he says, then he finally says the word. I said, man, he sounds like Porky Pig. So I typed in Biden sounds like Porky Pig, and then it wouldn't let me post it.
Yeah.
And I said, really? Like, you won't let me say that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, see, dude, I try to do that on Instagram. I said one time on Instagram, I replied to a guy, and I was saying that sounds so moronic. I said, that sounds like something a moron would say, or something like, it wasn't referring like name calling the guy. I was just saying something about a comment on something, and they said, you can't type these words into Instagram. Do you want to rethink your comment before you put it? And I was just like, oh my! So I had to write moron with like an O and zero instead of an O, and then like try to space it so I could put the word. It would bypass it because if you do this 3 times, you're gonna get basically blocked from commenting. I'm like, what the heck?
That's why I think it's funny when they call us, like, they say that we're low IQ. I'm like, we got to jump through hoops just to say a simple word. We got to come up with a new code. We're basically creating a new language for all that.
I was reverting back to Bugs Bunny when I was calling people maroons. And
what a maroon?
I go, what a maroon, man. And then I was like, I never heard this before. Bugs Bunny goes, what an imbecile, And I was like, an imbecile. I'm like, that's a great one. Typing that imbecile. What a maroon. Part of me was wondering if he was trying to go by censors of that day too when he was doing that. Maroon and imbecile, or if it was just a joke that he didn't know how to pronounce the word, so he sounded stupid. What an imbecile.
What really makes me giggle is that, I don't know, whatever happens in this country, it is what it is. But they really think we're that dumb that we don't know what's going on. Like, hello, I see what you're doing. No, I'm not hiding behind this mirror.
Yeah,
can you please step out from behind the mirror? I see you. No, you don't. No, you don't see me.
And the sad thing is, though, is that they know there's people out there that will listen to everything they say and believe it. It's like I just go, this guy just slapped you in the back of the head, and you turn around and he's like, did you slap me in the back of the head? And the guy's like, no, I didn't. He's like, see, you told me you didn't, so you didn't. And you're like, bam, slaps in the back again. You're like, you just did it now. Did you just slap me in the back of the head? He's like, no, I didn't do that. And he's like, see, you said he did, and you're a liar. I'm like, what the? He's lying.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
What? Yeah, and it's like they believe it, and I'm like, but I gotta say, I listened to some of these. I go, part of me is like, you know what, this can't be real. These guys gotta be like, there's gotta be just trying to incite anger online because there's no way it can be that dumb. And then I found out watching the interview with the guy, they actually have Fed agents going on like social media and trying to incite anger with people. They said and try to push them to say things. And I was like, no way, that's exactly what I was thinking. So now when someone says something that's so stupid, I go, how's it going, Fed? And all of a sudden it's silence. Like they don't say nothing in return. I'm like, oh, got him. Freaking Fed. I've become like paranoid, but the paranoia is like pays off because you're like, it's freaking true.
I usually just respond with, "Aw, you're retarded."
Yeah. Then they ban you for saying retarded, you know.
Not on Twitter.
Not on Twitter, yeah. Twitter, man. Oh, you can go to town. But it's funny, it's like yeah, there's
Oh yeah, I lost a few guys on Instagram lately.
oh, you post stuff on Instagram? Oh, because of the Pepe?
My Trump NFT stuff.
I thought so, man. Dude, there's some actors coming right out for Trump now, actors, and people are going like, you should be ashamed of yourself. He's literally Hitler. I'm like, how many thousands, hundreds of millions, or tens of millions of people did he kill again? None.
Do you guys remember when we used to be conspiracy theorists? And now they're the ones saying, no, it's not real. It's fake. It's fake. I'm like, yeah.
He never got shot in the ear. He's like, that was a whole stage thing. And I'm like, everybody. And then, like, what was it? Arlene was saying, they were saying that the owls were saying that it was a loud sounds. They weren't even saying shots were fired. They're like, Trump fell down after he heard some loud sounds.
Oh, that was immediate reporting.
Yeah,
that was CNN's immediate reporting. It was like Trump was scared of loud sounds and
like somehow that's not going to be like someone's not going to find that out. Like that's what I mean. Is like that's how stupid they believe everybody is. And the sad thing is, I think a lot of it's true. There are a lot of stupid people out there. Someone just dropped the pot, man. Yeah, someone dropped the pot.
I'm an idiot, so I'm already aware of that. But
no,
these people, I'm not that much of an idiot.
No, like I said, I feel like a lot of times in today's world, I feel like I'm Owen Wilson or Luke Wilson in Luke Wilson in Idiocracy, where he's like average intelligence, but he's like a genius in the future, you know, like Idiocracy, where he becomes like a high level like White House correspondent, like White House position because he's a genius. Because he's like, you know what? It's not said to use electrolyte Gatorade for watering plants. Just use water. And he's like, what? Water? Stuff in the toilet?
Oh, yeah, bro.
And he's like, dude, you're smart stuff. And it's like, that's why I feel, man, today's world, like, especially living in California, man. You live in California, your jaw drops at how stupid people are out here. Like, I'm like, I even said, my dad will even be like, he'll get upset about something. And I'm like, at a store, he's like, let me ask this girl about, oh, dad, don't even ask her. You just get, these people are morons. They don't know, they're not even know what you're talking about, you know? And he's like, no, they'll know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, Dad, I'm telling you, man, look at her. Look at her in the eyes, man. She's not even there. And then I'm like, I feel so bad sometimes because I'm like, my first default impression is these people in California, most of them are borderline retarded because like they're just stupid. And it's like, and then part of me, I feel bad because I'm Dad. They're not gonna know what you're talking about. He's like, no, I'm just gonna ask him where I can find vitamin A. And I go, Dad, they don't know what vitamin A is. They look at they don't even know. And then this lady goes, oh, it's over here right next to the zinc and the and I'm like, oh, I actually know what the zinc is. I'm like, oh, that's great. And I feel bad because I'm like, and then every time I try to give them benefit of the doubt, thinking they're smart, I'm like, no, they don't get me, man. I just say something in English to them, and they look at me like I got a chicken on my head, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Well, you got to stop wearing that chicken on your head.
Yeah, that's what I try to do, throw them off, you know. You know, the best. Did you ever watch Andrew Dice play on Instagram?
No, on Instagram, no. I stopped watching him in the '90s.
Oh my gosh, he's like all like gray. He looks like a crazy like old dude walking around. He walks around New York and he goes, excuse me, are you the people who wanted the picture of the face, of the face? He's walked up to the people, random people, and they're like, what? They're like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. No, you wanted the picture with the $1 million face, and he just messes the people. Oh man, it's so hilarious. They have no clue who he is. Like, sorry, sir, I don't know what you're talking about. Then he walks up to this New York dude eating on lunch break. And he's eating an egg salad sandwich, and he's like, "Did you want?" He goes, "Did you know I got the new phone? I got the new iPhone." And then New York guy's like, just kind of like, yeah. He's like, "Congratulations." He's just like, I just ignoring him, and I was like, he's like, "Thank you." Walks away. I'm like, "Oh, it's so great, man. Congratulations." The guy's got egg salad sandwich on his cheek. He's like trying to swallow the food. He's like, "Yeah, congratulations." Like, now leave me alone. It's so great, man.
New York.
Some people recognize
a wonderful
him.
town.
Yeah, he
good for you.
He starts, and he goes up to this one kid, and this kid knows who he is, and he's like, I was at your show, man. I was there. I was at the show. He's like, you at my show? Huh? You're a fan? Yeah. He's like, okay. What was my opening bit on that? And he's like, you're talking about what's that one? Alexa. And he's like, oh, you were there. And he's like, yeah, man, I was there. He starts hanging out with this kid, doing videos with him, taking him to the gym because he's like, And he's like, "You got any money?" He says that he's like, "I want to get one of those protein bars. You got any money?" He's like, "What am I? What am I, a bank to you, an ATM?" And he's like, "Come on." And he's like, and then gradually he's dressing more and more like Dice back in the 90s. He's wearing like the hat, he's got the gloves, and he's like morphine. I'm like, wait a second, this got to be another bit, like another comedian or something. But it's pretty great because he goes up, he's like, because the guy's like, he says something to his friend. Is this your friend? Well, you guys, you're doing movies, right? You're doing movies? He's like, no, I'm just doing YouTube. And he's just like, wait, what are you better than me now? Are you correcting me? I'm trying to be nice and you're correcting me? He's like, no, I was just telling you I was doing YouTube, not movies. He's like, okay, now you're better than me, huh? And he's just messing with these people. It's great, man. Because they don't know who he is most of the time. They don't know who he is at all.
Oh, the Dice
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. He walks right up to. Oh, he
Forget
walks up right
about
to.
it.
Remember,
Forget about it.
is it Brad Bird, the guy from Everybody Loves Raymond, the guy with the deep voice, the brother?
Yeah,
Brad.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, he walks up. He's on an outside cafe eating a sandwich, and he walks up to him like, "You want a picture with the face? You want a picture?" And then he's like, Brad Bird looks like, "Oh, great, some crazy guys walk up to me." Because he just looks like a crazy. He's like wearing just regular street clothes, a hoodie, and he's got like sunglasses. He's got like white 5 o'clock shadow, and he's like big sunglasses. And you want the picture with the face? And then when he's messing with him, finally Brad Bird just realizes who it is, and he stands up. He's like, "Come here, give it, bring it in." He gives him a hug. And at first he's like, "What's this dude? He's like, gonna punch me?" He's like, "What is this guy's problem, man?" And I was like, "Oh, that's great." You want a picture of the face, the $1 million face? That's great.
Freaking guy.
Yeah. Dice, he's like, "Hey, Jack and Jill went up the hill." Oh, it's like, I don't even know what that means. He's like, I
You
know
don't know
what
what it means?
No, he says something like Jack and Jill. He's like, Jack went up the
That's
hill.
part of his old routine.
Yeah.
He's like, and Jill with a lion horse. I'm like, what does that even mean?
Jill came down with what? With
Hickory dickory duck.
Yeah, that's what
I can't even finish it.
Yeah,
Oh, Alpha Proto said it at the same time.
Yeah.
Little Bo Peep. Was it? Oh, Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet.
Oh, he's like, it's just a weird.
What's in the bowl? Biscuit.
Yeah, that's it. They have T-shirts with that on it. What's in the mold? I'm like, what?
That's a
It's
famous
like,
bit.
Yeah, that's it. Like, and the whole crowd like would repeat it, like wouldn't even finish it.
You know who I miss a lot? I miss Dennis Leary that same way. Remember
Man,
the A-hole song he did? That was an awesome bit.
Dude, he was great in his bits. Like he did kind of incorporate into his film scenes from was it Demolition Man and Judgment Night?
Remember he was in that movie The Ref?
Oh yeah. When he
I want to watch that
like,
again.
Is that when he like
Remember
was a
Fort
burglar?
Fairlane?
Oh yeah, that I haven't seen
My
that.
hair. My hair.
Fort Fairlane. Dude,
his whole bit was just Vinny Barbarino from Welcome Back, Kotter.
dude, you got to see his Instagram, man. He's got an assistant, this lady they worked with, and he's like, "Did they get my pizza? They get my Arlene? Did they get my pizza?" And he's like, "She goes, yeah, they got the pizza with the anchovies. No, not the anchovies. I don't want anchovies." And he's like, goes in the whole thing where he's like, "Is it gluten free? Is it gluten free?" He's like, "How do I know? Is it gluten free?" And he has the camera going back and forth like the cell phone. And she's like, and the lady's getting super irritated. She's like, "Look, what do you want me to do? Go back and bother the chef?" And he's like, "Can you just talk to him? You tell him." It is like, oh man, it's so funny. It's like old couple arguing. It's just like that's his whole bits now.
Is it just Andrew Dice Clay on Instagram?
Yeah, I think that's what. Let me check.
I'll
double check it. It's just funny because I pop in once in a while to see him doing the bit with the kid, and the kid's like, "Look, you want to be big and buff, or you want to be big and fat, man? You got to stop eating those bagels." And he's like, "I'm trying to help you, Dice Man. I'm trying to help you." And he's like, "Sounds like you're just busting my." And he's like, "No, I'm trying to help you." He's like, "I don't bother you what you eat." And he's like, "Yeah, but I'm not you, man. I'm not the Dice Man." And he's like, it's hilarious, man. This kid's got to be like a comedian too. It's such a good bit back and forth at a diner or something.
Yeah, 2 guys, 3 guys.
I gotta find the video, man. I'm gonna post a link. Insta.
First.
Oh. You can find was it Joe Rogan was talking about it too. He's talking about. He said, "Do you see these bits he does on Instagram, man? It's crazy. I think he's on TikTok, maybe I don't know, but I know it's Instagram. It's just hilarious, man.
We folded.
So offbeat. Let's see.
Yeah, he was
Andrew.
funny back in the day. I used to listen to his tape all the time.
Did you just
But
say
it's
the
funny,
word
yeah.
tape?
Yeah, his tape.
The only tape we have nowadays, Michael.
His cassette tape. I used to have his cassette tape. You got a problem with that?
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Oh, that's what it is. It's just Andrew Dice Clay. Yeah, one word. He's got like, dude. He only has 489K followers. But oh yeah,
Wow.
dude, you
He
couldn't
hasn't been
recognize him.
popular since the 90s.
Yeah,
But
you
dude, I
can't
used to
recognize.
love Ford Fairlane, man. That movie was so funny.
It's been so long since I've seen it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's funny. He's hanging out with this kid, and he's just like
Those pedals.
he pulls he pulls out like they're eating at a diner, like a deli, and Dice pulls out like a little like tin foil like ball, and it's like inside it's like a bagel. And then he's like, "Where'd you get that from?" He's like, "I bought it in my bag. My little sweetie pie made it for me." He's like, "Dude, what are you gonna be? You can't be eating that stuff, man. You got an image to uphold, man. You got to get buff. You got to be buff." And then the next video is him going to the gym, and he brings his skinny white kid to the gym, and he's like, "Okay, this is it, man. So this is it. This is where I go." And then the kid just staring, this blank's just staring straight ahead. And then when he looks at what he's staring at, is this girl in one of those outfits walking on the treadmill, and he's just like, "All right, man, you ready to go?" And the kid just like staring, like he's just staring like mesmerized with this lady walking on this treadmill. Oh man. He's like, "Let's go. Come on." He's just like he's like, "Okay, yeah, let's go."
That
Oh,
sounds
man.
like the modern version of Benny Hill.
Yeah. Oh man. It's funny because it's like this. I think because it is like a weird time, these guys like him are utilizing it to their advantage. Like I can just film whatever I want and do whatever I want. And they just go up to random people and he's doing this like, "You want a picture with the face, the face, you the people?" And the same with which is called Polly Shore walks up to random people on the street. He's like, "Hey, you guys," he started doing the same thing. "You guys wanted the picture with me?" And they're like,
Hey, did you see Pauly
no.
Shore? Speaking of Pauly Shore,
I follow him too.
that he's doing the biopic stuff for what's his face we were just talking
Richard
about?
Simmons.
Richard Simmons.
Yeah, he's trying to get. He wants to do he was actually talking to Richard Simmons. And Richard Simmons wouldn't return his stuff. He's like, "Come on, Richard." And then when Richard Simmons passed away, I immediately went right to Pauly Shore's Instagram page to see if he knew. And there was like waiting there. And finally he goes, "I just got the word." He goes, "Pauly, man, my hero just passed, man." And he's like, because he kept saying, "Let me do your biopic, man. I'll do you justice."
All right. Here's
Page.
what I got done. See what I did at the last panel with the beat?
Yeah. The broken up
nice.
panel.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. There you go.
See, that's cool. That's Frank Miller, right? Frank Miller paneling, right? Old school Frank Miller.
That's some creative solution stuff right there.
It works. It works. I used to think is when I was a kid, I was like, "Why do they do that? I don't get that." And now when I'm older, I'm like, it makes sense. It looks like it's panning down. You get that feeling of pan. Camera tilt.
Yeah.
You guys ever think that when you're reading comics, when you would see certain words bold, that maybe that was some sort of code? I used to think there was like a code, like if you read it a certain way, because every once in a while you'd read some lettering and like, oh, it says something.
So you're connecting the bold words together, like stringing them together.
Like it must be some sort of secret.
Secret. Yeah, it's funny. It's like, yeah, now I used to think word like sound effects in comics were pointless until they actually published a comic I did with no sound effects, and I was like, holy cow! It was like a silent film or something. This is horrible. I was thinking. So from then on, I hand draw all my sound effects in every page.
I do a combination. I do mine, but I'll tell you what, man. I miss thought balloons.
Oh yeah.
I miss them, man. I think they were so cool, and they were so unique to comic books that the fact that we don't use them anymore is an abomination.
Yeah, like Frank Miller's like narrative voiceover stuff. I kind of want to do that, but I'm thinking, will it fit my story? Because the character has more like internal dialogue, but it's mostly I don't know. I don't have him saying anything. I just have the camera try to frame the emotional intent.
Did you guys? Because you guys in California, did you guys watch that Frank Miller documentary?
No, not
Not
yet.
yet. I want to.
Yeah, I want to also.
Dude, I love watching that stuff.
It wasn't. There was only one place in Tampa that played it, and it only played for one night. That's stupid. Oh, I guess not. That is what it is.
Frank
How am I
Miller,
supposed
man.
to
Yeah.
see it?
So, Allie, you got any critique on this?
Am I supposed to have a critique on it?
I don't know. You were there in the beginning when I started scrolling it out.
Oh, gee whiz, that's that page. Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, you're like lightning. Only thing I don't like is that line right there. It looks like a tangent. The shadow underneath the counter runs into the panel, the gutter.
Oh, huh.
You gotta break
That's
that up somehow. Huh?
Interesting. Yeah. That's funny.
Is it a stripe or is it a shadow?
It's a shadow,
Oh, it's Armsy.
but it's funny that it does run right into the gutter.
That might be my singular critique. I mean, I won't know how it is until it's complete, but so far it looks fantastic.
I'm using the same vanishing points on the first panel and the second panel.
Oh,
That funny.
Oh, that's interesting.
oh yeah. Oh, did you know besides Bob Newhart, who else passed today?
Today?
I think it was today. Lou Dobbs.
Oh, yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah, man. He was on InfoWars not too long ago.
That's crazy.
All right, let's
Yeah,
see
I
what
know.
you've done here, and then I'm gonna go watch some TV with my lady.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice.
look at that.
Look at that rendering, man. Look at that neck. That's why I like those neck muscles in the traps.
The eye is what I like. That's my favorite part right there.
Whoa. Yeah, I like that how the light catches in that iris.
I'm taking my arrows out of them.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Okay, zoom in again. Zoom in again. This is gonna trip you up. It looks like a little alien head. What? Down a little. Push it down a little. Right there. The nose looks like Get rid of the eyes. So you're looking at the nose. Looks like a little alien head, and that's his little arm going past his.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know who I like to render like, and something I picked up. I like to render like Beasley. I like the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like all these little weird little nooks. Like
I learned to paint from him studying his work.
These little dimples in here.
Yeah, the way he paints, he builds up from dark to light. Like he's got and I know he got that probably from Frazetta, but of course other old painters, but yeah, Bisley, man.
So that's oil painting. When you're oil painting, you go from dark to light.
Yeah, I learned from just that. I didn't take any class or anything. I just started studying his panels and pages, and I'm like painting. I'm pulling out my Frazetta work, and I'm just started diving in. Dude, have you seen Bisley's new stuff?
No.
Dude, he was like, he started petering out and kind of becoming just like crapping out his stuff, and all of a sudden now he kind of went back and just started like bringing it again. But he's going right into pencils to colors.
I mean, I'm kind of painting this here, but not really painting. But I kind of am.
I don't know, have you met Bisley?
No.
I have met him a couple times. He's a character, man. When I met him the one time in Vegas, he was a little bit of a kind of like a sarcastic punk, like. But to me, I'm not very sensitive when it comes to that stuff. I just laughed it off. And when I started laughing, because I knew what he was trying to do, I started laughing. He also looked at me and look at me, and he saw that I wasn't going away, and I just didn't really. I wasn't like hurt of what he said. He just started kind of like lighting it up around me. But I kind of knew how he was before I talked to him, so I was like, yeah, I know how he is. He was hanging out with what's that actor who played Punisher? The Bond
Thomas Jane.
Yeah, he was hanging out with Thomas Jane and Timothy Bradstreet, and he was looking over at Timothy Bradstreet's work, like he was going to buy some original Timothy Bradstreet work because he was like, this guy's crazy, and I was like, that's Simon Bisley. I'm like, so I started looking through Simon Bisley, he had his portfolio sitting on the table. And I was like, "Can I look at this?" And he's like, "Sure." And then I was like, "I love the way you're doing. Like, I like how you used black ink and then pencil rendering. That's crazy." He goes, "Yes, yes, it's pencil and ink." And I go, "I like the way how the contrast." He's like, "Yes, it is rather contrasty, isn't it?" And then he's just kind of being like, kind of a sarcastic little prick. Some of the comments he'd make, and I just started laughing. And then he just looked at me like he had glasses on, and he was kind of looking over at the rim of his glasses, and smiled. And I'm like, "Yeah, I know how you are," because my brother had an interaction with him. My brother was like, "This guy's a jerk," but we still love his work. Like, but he did a sketch of my brother's book, my Ninja Turtle. He's not Ninja Turtles graphic novel, like a big painted book, and he was like just crapped out the worst Sharpie drawing you could imagine, right? And my brother got so mad, he just took the Sharpie and just started going over the drawing and fixed and made it look better. He's like, "This is like a freaking draw it," and he just made it. Because I go, "Oh, it's a good drawing," because I didn't see it happen. I just heard. Is yeah, busy just crap.
Okay, I gotta stop you, Matt. It's a half an hour past when I said I was going to sleep. Or
Yeah.
So you hang out.
So, you guys are feel free to just carry on this conversation after the stream. But this stream is over. Say goodnight, everyone.
Good night,
Night,
everybody.
everyone.
See you later. See you, Arlene and Rayvar. Alpha.
Y'all have a good night. You hear?
It's just